get in the kitchen right now. But today, we cannot underline more the importance of celebrating our incredible South African women. So it's all about you today. And it's all about you, Zoe. Happy Women's Day.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen. And of course, a happy Women's Day to you at home. But let's take a look at your national headlines. The founder of the world's largest e-commerce platform, Alibaba, Jack Ma, paid President Cyril Ramaphosa a courtesy call yesterday morning. Ramaphosa and Ma discussed prospects for investment in South Africa, where the government is putting in place measures to attract $100 billion in new domestic and foreign direct investment over the next 5 years. Ma, who has an estimated net worth of 517 billion rand, is launching the Netpreneur Prize in South Africa. It will give 100 young African entrepreneurs grants totaling 133 million rand by 2030. And Women's Day today commemorates 9 August 1956, when more than 20,000 women of all races and ages from every corner of South Africa marched to the Union Buildings in Pretoria to petition against past laws that required African persons to carry a document to prove that they were allowed to enter a white area. Now, the Federation of South African Women organized the march. It was led by 4 women. That's Helen Joseph, Rahima Musa, Sophie Williams, and Lillian Ngoyi. And Women's Day today is celebrated and will be celebrated throughout the country in various ways. So we wish you a happy Women's Day. And moving to news across the border in Zimbabwe, MDC's opposition party has vowed to overturn in court President Emmerson Mnangagwa's narrow election victory, alleging that he won the historic vote via, and I quote, mammoth theft and fraud. Now, the MDC has until tomorrow to lodge its suit. Mnangagwa is formerly a close ally of Robert Mugabe, won by 50.8% in last week's vote, just scraping in above 50% runoff threshold. Meanwhile, senior opposition official Tendai Biti was released after being briefly held while trying to enter Zambia, but was denied asylum. And in America, women are also celebrating, as more women candidates than ever before will contest U.S. governorship and House of Representatives seat in November's midterm elections. After primaries across 4 states, there are now 11 female nominees for governor and at least 182 for the House. The results were hailed by activists as a continuing success story for women in politics, the outcome of a key election for a House seat in Ohio that could indicate whether Democrats have a chance to overturn the Republican majority in the House in November. That's where we leave your morning news. Let's take a first look at what to expect in your sport.
Let's kick it off with cricket this morning. Sri Lanka showed a dramatic turnaround, most notably in the field, in a rain-affected 4th ODI yesterday, beating the Proteas by 3 runs under the Duckworth-Lewis method. Chriselle Pereira and Dusan Shanaka showed ominous form ahead of the T20s, the latter hitting 5 sixes in a 34-ball 65 to take the host to 306 for 7. More rain left the Proteas needing 191 from 21 overs, but some brilliant fielding typified by Shanaka's run-out of Dyubeni for 38 and effective death bowling from Luckmal, who dismissed David Miller for 21, saw the Proteas off at 187 for 9. It's now at 3-1. The ODI series concludes in Colombo on Sunday. And in the PSL, a red card and an own goal as Pirates saw out a 1-0 win over Triple United in the PSL last night. Defender Gerald Morasane gifted the Buccaneers the goal before the visitors ended up finishing the second half with 10 men. Tejofatso Mabasa and Cabello Dlamini were on target as Bloem Celtic went on to join Wits at the top of the table with a 2-0 win over Golden Arrows. Barocco showed some mettle down in Cape Town City 2-1, and SuperSport got their first win of a new season 1-0 over Amazulu, while Free State Stars beat Maritzburg 2-1. Only one match ahead of the weekend as Highlands face off with Leopards tonight. Then picking up on the week's transfer drama ahead of tomorrow's EPL season launch, and of course the transfer window closing today. Big story this week, Chelsea have now agreed to sell keeper Thibaut Courtois to European champions Real Madrid for an initial fee of £35 million, subject of course to personal terms and a medical. The Blues will also receive Croatian dribbling maestro Mateo Kovacic on a season-long loan, according to the club's website. Then another Real Croatian connection, player of the tournament in Russia, Luka Modric, returned to training in Madrid yesterday, along with 5 other World Cup players amidst uncertainty about his future at the club. So watch this space. That's where we leave our sport for now. Let's take a look at the weather.
Chilly temperatures are expected for most parts of the country. Rain is expected for the Gauteng and KZN region. Starting off with Polokwane at lows of 11 and 18. It's sunny and cloudy there. Mbombela 13 and 15. Pretoria 11, 22. Johannesburg lows of 9 and highs of 20. Mahikeng 9 and 23. Klerksdorp 12 and 21. Kimberley 2 and 15. Bloemfontein lows of 1 or a low of 1 and highs of 14. Richards Bay 14 and 16. Pietermaritzburg 8 and 10. Durban 14 and 15. Tata 6 and 10, East London 9 and 15, Cradock 4 and 14, PE 10 and 16, George 8 and 14, Sutherland -3 and 7, Cape Town 8 and 16, Worcester 2 and 12, Springbok -1 and high of 14, and Uppington 2 and 20. That's your weather this morning.
Well, we certainly live in a world that is constantly changing. Can you believe it? It's the 9th of August already, another one of the last few public holidays in South Africa. But we're going to put on the brakes and take a look at what happened in history on this day.
And why don't we do exactly that? Now, on this day in 1898, take a look at that picture. That should take you back to that age. German inventor Rudolf Diesel received a patent for his diesel internal combustion engine, more efficient than its competitor at the time of the gasoline engine, and of course still used to this day. So that's exactly why we have diesel. Rudolf Diesel.
The diesel engine.
Jawohl.
And then also today in South Africa, a very special one. We are celebrating National Women's Day, and this sets to commemorate the 1956 march of around 20,000 women who marched to the Union buildings in Pretoria against the Population Registration Act, with the first National Women's Day being celebrated on the 9th of August in 1995.
Yeah, wathinta abafazi, wathinta imbokodo. And also on the 9th of August, the 2012 London Olympics, Jamaican sprinter Usain Bolt became the first person to win the 100 meters and the 200 meter sprints at back-to-back Olympics, following his wins in Beijing in 2008. So a historic day all round.
Very historic indeed. And that was our bite-sized dose of history. Why don't you go out today, seize the day, and definitely make it one for the books.
Bite size.
So we're going to take the quickest of breaks, then you're going to get your proper induction.
Oh,
friend.
yes.
Your first fitness session on the show.
Well, I'm getting my fitness gear ready because I'm going to be doing some karate training this morning.
With some empowered young women. I'm getting a vibe from this side of the studio. Then we'll replenish what you take out with that workout with a beautiful peanut butter and apple smoothie, something healthy to kickstart your day. Happy Women's Day, South Africa. We'll see you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso, and happy Women's Day to you. And that's exactly what we're celebrating as we take a look at what is on social media. And the Expresso Morning Show Facebook page is wishing all the Expresso ladies, as well as all of the wonderful ladies around the world, that's you, a happy Women's Day. But we want to know, what is it about you that makes you a powerful woman? And I'm loving the quotes that's coming through. Clementine says, morning, happy Women's Day to all the ladies out there. What makes me a powerful woman is the fact that I'm helpful and I don't let gossiping get to me. Donace is loyalty, diligence and stickability in everything I do. I always put my family's needs above my wants because they are the most phenomenal people in the world. Nonkululeko also says, I enjoy being a woman. I'm strong and I'm a very good teacher towards young girls, and also a very creative mind. So thank you for sharing that, Nonkululeko. Susan says, I don't gossip about anyone except those who are mean to me or others for no reason. I am loving and helpful. Thank you for that, Susan. But we'd love for you to connect with us, so head on over to our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram and Twitter, and remember to use that hashtag Expresso Show.
Oh, Susan. Her name just made me think of that song. The show song. Sundi Kumbule.
It's for you, girl. It's for you.
You know what is also for you, for all the women out there in South Africa? August, Women's Month in South Africa. And we celebrate this because of the historic 20,000 women march against pass laws in Pretoria's union buildings, which took place on the 9th of August in 1956. Now, 2018 is the centenary year of Mam Albertina Sisulu, and she's rightly being hailed as a woman of fortitude. So every single day this month, we are going to be taking a look at some wise words of iconic South African women, or sheroes as we call them, to give us all some wholesome inspiration.
And I think it's only fitting that today's woman of fortitude is Albertina Sisulu herself, stalwart to amidst her husband Walter's frequent trials and obviously incarceration, her own police detention, her unwavering political activism. She was able to raise their 4 children, in addition to adopting her deceased sister's 3 children as well. And she has this to say, and I absolutely love this. Although politics has given me a rough life, there is absolutely nothing I regret about what I've done and what has happened to me, my family, throughout all these years. Instead, I've been strengthened and feel more of a woman than I would otherwise have felt if my life were different.
My word, hey, despite all of those challenges you were talking about, and I'm sure there's so much more that we don't even know or understand about that time and the struggle that it was, and for her to come out on the other side saying that I've been strengthened and feel more of a woman than I would otherwise have felt if my life were different.
I think what hits home for me is what she was able to achieve, what all of those women marching at that time, what they did in light of what the current situation in the country was at that point is mind-blowing. And if that doesn't empower you today, nothing will.
And every day, South African women still continue to be those 20,000 women who marched on the Union.
Cassidy and her trainer in studio. And they are, Cassidy is a world karate champion. And I'm learning so much about it already. Yeah, give it up for them. I've got my wardrobe changed, but Cassidy, you have to tell me, we're going behind the scenes. I want to know what it takes to get a world champion like you, get you ready for, when you go out there and you slay and you kill them. What do you do?
Train hard.
You train really hard. Now, you put in so much hours into training, Cassidy. What does it take to prepare a champion like her?
It's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of mental preparation.
Yeah.
There's a lot of training that goes into that. There's a lot of sacrifices.
Yeah.
That's the most important part that we have to make. She's still at school, so after school, straight to karate, train for 2 hours. There's a lot of preparation that goes into making this success.
It's a lot. Well, you're going to show me some basics. The first thing you've already shown me so far is feet forward and stand in formation. What else happens after that?
Right, so when we start, you put your left hand up, and we're going to do a chokazuki, a punch.
A chokazuki, okay?
Yes.
Let's chokazuki.
So all the punches are zuki. So we're going to punch 1. And the other hand that goes back is a fist. 2. 3. 4.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Forward. Right, that's a punch. And then as a beginner, you will do a rising block. So from here, your hand goes up this way. 1. Now then goes here.
I'm getting it wrong, but...
And the other way.
Yeah.
And 3. this way. So you are protecting your
So you
head.
always have to protect your face, right? All the time.
Yes.
Okay,
And
all right.
The next block is an inside block. 1. Good. 2. 3. And then the next one is an outside block, just the other way, the outside. 1. And now the other hand goes over your left hand. 2. There we go. 3.
Getting a hang of this, eh?
4.
It's like a little dance.
And then there's a lower block. So
Yeah.
the next block, you block a kick.
Okay.
So it goes 1.
You're blocking a kick
Yes.
this time around. You must block a lot of kicks, eh? Because there's a lot of kicking. What do you call a kick?
A getty.
A getty.
This is a my getty.
Ooh, okay, do it again.
From here, my getty.
Reminds me a bit of the Michael Jackson dance. Now, tell me, what are some of the things you enjoy most about karate?
Traveling, going around places,
Yeah.
exploring different parts of the country, of the world especially.
Well, Cassidy and Maxine are with us throughout the morning, and they're going to be showing us lots more, so stick around.
Oh, well done, lad. His official induction. Now, sometimes we have to deal with fussy eaters, and we need to come up with some fun and easy ways of eating healthy, tasty food. So I'm going to ask you to come and sit by our ingredients. Well done, dude.
After that really hard work,
I was worried you were going to
I'm
like...
exhausted. I'm out of breath.
I haven't been practicing my blocks, man. Well done. Awesome, dude. So I'm going to replenish what you've taken out of your body with that incredible workout. And thank you so much to our ladies. With the most delicious peanut butter and apple smoothie. And of course, we're going to throw in our magic ingredient, our Bio-Strath. Over 60 different variants of nutrients going into this. It tastes great. It's an easy way to get these nutrients into your children. But of course, we're going to make it that much more delicious. And we've got some amazing and nutrient-packed ingredients as well. So I'm going to put it together. I'm going to ask you to hand me things as we go. So we're going to start with our apple. So pass me our apple. Of course, the apple, beautiful. Glucose levels are greatly improved by including a bit of apple. It's a natural sugar, which is great. So, and it tastes amazing as well. So if you wanted to introduce sugars into your child's diet in the most natural way, a bit of apple, so we'll pop that over there. Some peanuts. We love our peanuts, delicious as well. Great source of protein, and the peanut butter we're going to throw into that in as well. We've got 2 tablespoons of...
Lots of protein in here,
actually, yeah, man. And you want to kind of have a balance. This is going to kickstart your entire day, so you want to make sure that you're getting nutrients, but it must also feed those muscles that you've just worked out as well. Then we've got our granola going in there as well, just to add a little bit of crunch, and then honey for some more delicious sweetness. I'm just going to use this. And who doesn't love a little bit of peanut butter and honey as a flavor combination? True. Out there.
I mean, look, post-workout or just healthy meals in general aren't known to be the tastiest. But what I'm seeing here is you really are making it fun. You're making it tasty.
And we'll add a bit of a creamy component with 2 tablespoons of our Bliss. So this is, I mean, eating healthy doesn't have to be boring and bland. And I think that's the whole idea in our kitchens. We try to inspire people to look at things slightly differently. But know what's going into your body. And you want something that's going to energize you for the rest of the day. And also feed the body. And we're going to top it up with a little bit of milk. And this really is going to get you set, and it's going to be delicious. And we're going to add just a healthy dollop, I would say about 2 tablespoons of Bio-Strath. And we've got you covered, and this is something that your children will hopefully love as well. And ultimately, it's going to get them liking and enjoying the process of eating healthy foods.
I feel like I might just like this for myself all the time.
It is yours. And the keyword here is drink to 33728. We'll make one for Zoe as well.
Of course, it's Women's Day.
There we go. Amazing. So, buddy, and how was that first workout, eh?
Yeah, no, listen, I mean, that was just the introduction class, but I feel like I've been doing this an hour, honestly.
There we go. You can have a little taste.
All right.
The proof is in the pudding. The keyword there is drink to 33728 for our gorgeous apple and peanut butter smoothie. And what do you think?
I'm not big on smoothies or shakes, but this tastes really, really good.
Kia, we're going to say, in honor of our karate stars. This morning. Our Bio-Strath is 100% natural. It gives your bodies everything that they need and is beautiful for a developing body as well. All the stuff that these demanding environments that we grow up in take out of us. This is a supplement that is going to give our little ones, especially, all the nutrients they need to maintain a strong and healthy immune system, which is vital now. Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
Only Bio-Strath gives your body more than 60 of the essential nutrients it needs every day. Bio-Strath, get what you need naturally.
Well, it is an incredible day and one in which we celebrate incredible South African women, young ones, old ones, middle-aged ones, doesn't matter. In fact, we'll be celebrating 13-year-old Cassidy Williams, who is a South African karate champion, finding out what it is, that it takes to be a champion, to be able to... I was trying to get my, I was trying to get my clothes to do that. But they don't do that. They don't do that.
Okay, well, while you practice that, we're also going to take a quick break. It's Women's Day. It's also Throwback Thursday. So we're going to merge the two and take a trip down memory lane. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break.
Why doesn't my clothes do that?
First sight, I felt the energy of sun ray. I saw the life inside you shine bright tonight. You and I were beautiful like diamonds in the sky. I too, so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is a Thursday, a very special Thursday, the 9th of August, and so we say a very happy and strong Women's Day to all our South African women out there. Now, listen to these words. Freedom cannot be achieved unless women have been emancipated from all forms of oppression. And these are the words of Ndate Nelson Mandela. Now, 23 years ago today, we celebrated the first Women's Day in South Africa, so we thought that we'd share some interesting facts about this special day for hashtag Throwback Thursday.
I can't believe it's been 23 years. But did you know that more than 50,000 women marched to the Union buildings in Pretoria in protest against the apartheid-era pass laws?
Yeah, and this protest was also led by Lillian Ngoyi, Helen Joseph, Mam Albertina Sisulu, and Sophia Williams de Bruin.
Very inspirational ladies. And after dropping off petitions with more than 100,000 signatures at Prime Minister J.G. Strijdom's offices, the women stood in silence for 30 minutes.
Yeah, and a song was made in honor of the occasion called Watinta Bafazi, Watinti Mpogodo, which translates to you strike a woman, you strike a rock, representing women's courage and strength in this beautiful country of ours.
Oh, absolutely incredible what they've done for us and leading forward. And
so much to learn from, hey?
Definitely, definitely something to learn and to remember. And I hope you've learned something new today about Women's Day. But let us know your thoughts using our hashtag Expresso Show and Throwback Thursday on social media.
So today is about celebrating past generations of women who have done so much, but also about providing a platform for today's generation of young South African women. And I have to say, I couldn't be more proud and a little intimidated to introduce our next guest, Cassidy Williams, who placed, and she does deserve a massive round of applause. She recently received a bronze medal at the World Youth Karate Federation's Youth League in Croatia. I probably butchered that name completely. Cassidy, congratulations.
Thank you.
It is so good to have you here and to connect with you, obviously on Women's Day, so happy Women's Day as well.
Thank you.
You are 13 years old. To be earning these kind of accolades on an international level in an age group that in karate is so competitive on a global, has it sunk in that you are like one of the best in the world? How do you feel about this?
I only found out when I won bronze medal that I was one of the first to win a bronze medal for South Africa. So people told me I made history, but I didn't really take it into consideration. But now I really do.
I'm just looking at your posture here. It's just so awesome, man. You're an incredible exponent, an example of what athletes can achieve through dedication. And I think when it comes to martial arts, you've got to be dedicated, you've got to be disciplined. What has it taken for you to get to the level that you are now?
It's taken a lot. I've done karate now for 7 years, and it's taken me discipline, respect, and honestly, everything that's in our, how can I say, dojo kun, what we say after or during or before our trainings. It's taken everything. It's money as well.
I mean, your trainer must be so proud of you right now. So I'm going to take you back to that moment, and I'm so glad you got your mitts and everything on. What goes through your mind when you're about to compete in a kumite or in that kind of environment? How do you feel mentally?
I feel like I'm scared to get hit in the face.
Which is completely natural.
But I do my best to defend myself and do what I'm there to do. So.
Where is this going to go? I know you are still incredibly young, so I don't want to kind of force you into, kind of any certainty about your future, but with so much potential, is this something that you are going to continue doing throughout the rest of your life? Is this something you want to do as a senior? How do you feel about your future?
See, I'm grade 7 now, so I have to be in high school next year. I got accepted to 3 schools, Spijnrood, Mondale, and Grooteskier.
All good schools. Well done.
But I have selected Spijnrood because if I had to go to Grooteskier, I had to stop karate, but I did not want that to happen because I have to travel from Mitchell's Plain early in the morning to Grooteskier, and then from Grooteskier back from home to Eerste River to train. So it's going to be a rush, no time for schoolwork at home.
But it's good that you're thinking about balancing it and you're being this responsible about it. And Spijnrood is a good school. I think you've made a really good choice. I've worked a lot with the school, with the learners there. What's next for you? Because now I think a lot of us want to watch what you're going to do next, see your next tournament. What's the next big milestone you're going after?
It will be in the end of November, Commonwealth Games. So still compete around all over the world, but they'll be in Durban, luckily, in South Africa, so less expenses.
All the best of luck. Stay safe, stay dedicated. I'm going to get a fist. Just softly, please. Just for me, softly. Cassidy, you're an amazing young woman. Thank you so much for joining us and for being just so cool this morning about what you've achieved. Stay as humble as you are, but we are really proud of you. Cassidy Williams, bronze medal at the World Karate Federation's Youth League in Croatia.
Absolutely incredible. But let's quickly look at your national headlines. The founder of the world's largest e-commerce platform, Alibaba, Jack Ma, paid President Cyril Ramaphosa a courtesy call yesterday morning. Ma is launching the Netpreneur Prize in South Africa, which will give 100 young African entrepreneurs grants totaling 133 million rand by 2030. And today's Women's Day that commemorates the 9th of August in 1956, when more than 20,000 women of all races from every corner of South Africa marched to the Union buildings in Pretoria to petition against past laws that required African persons to carry a document to prove that they were allowed to enter a white area. And moving to news abroad, Zimbabwe's MDC opposition party has vowed to overturn in court President Emmerson Mnangagwa's narrow election victory, alleging that he won a historic vote via, and I quote, mammoth theft and fraud. And in America, women are also celebrating as more women candidates than ever before will contest U.S. governorship and House of Representatives seats, and that's in November's midterm elections. The outcome of a key election for a House seat in Ohio could indicate whether Democrats have a chance to overturn the Republican majority in the House in November. That's where we leave your headlines. I'll have full headlines for you at top of the hour.
So as we approach those sporting headlines quickly, the Proteas tour of Sri Lanka turned around as Sri Lanka showed a dramatic turnaround, beating the Proteas by 3 runs under the Duckworth-Lewis method in a rain-affected 4th ODI yesterday. Pereira and Shanaka showing ominous form ahead of the T20s. to take the host to 306 for 7 and needing 191 from 21 after the rain. Brilliant fielding and effective death bowling saw the Proteas off at 187 for 9. Now at 3-1, the ODI series concludes in Colombo on Sunday. And locally in football, a red card and an own goal as Pirates saw out a 1-0 win over Chippa United in the PSL last night, while Bloem Celtic went on to join Wits at the top of the table with a 2-0 win over Golden Arrows. Only one match ahead of the weekend as Highlands face Leopards tonight. And then picking up on the week's transfer drama on the international footballing front, Chelsea have agreed to sell keeper Thibaut Courtois to European giants Real Madrid for an initial fee of £35 million, receiving Croatian Mateo Kovacic on a season-long loan as part of the deal. And that while Luka Modric returned to training in Madrid yesterday amidst uncertainty about his future. So we'll watch that space closely. More on all of those stories on the top of the hour.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
It's Women's Day today, so all major highways are free-flowing in terms of traffic this morning. But a quick look at your weather. Heavy rain, severe thunderstorms, cold conditions and damaging winds can be expected for the Free State, KZN and Eastern Cape region. Also, Polokwane, lows of 11 and highs of 18. Mbombela, 13 and 15. Pretoria, 11-22. Johannesburg, 9 and 20. Mahikeng, 9 and 23. Klerksdorp, 12 and 21. Kimberley, low of 2 and highs of 15. Bloemfontein, 1 and 14. Expect some rain there. Richards Bay, 14 and 16. Pietermaritzburg, 8 and 10. Durban, 14 and 15. Umtata, 6 and 10 with some rain. East London, 9 and 15. Cradock, 4 and 14. PE, 10 and 16. George, 8 and 14. Sutherland, -3 and 7. It's sunny. Cape Town, 8 and 16. And Worcester, 2 and 12. That's your weather this morning. I'll be back in later.
Alrighty, so as you know, this morning we are celebrating incredible, extraordinary women as it is Women's Day, the 9th of August. And this young lady next to me certainly deserves that definition and badge. At the tender age of 15, she is like the people's champion all over social media. They love her so much. She only started her Facebook page about a year ago, as I've just heard, and right now she has more than 100,000 followers. One of her videos has just recently hit 15 million views. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrea is in the studio! I feel like that deserved the ancestral jubilation. That's amazing. And you're 15 years old.
Yes.
That is just incredible. So by the power vested in all of us here, by virtue of social media, you are now a star. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So where did the whole singing thing start for you? You're 15 years old right now.
I was singing since I was small already. My daddy used to play Whitney Houston songs for me, and then I used to dance to it.
You used to
and
dance
sing
to it? Oh my word. Do you remember some of those, the first Whitney Houston songs you were dancing and singing to?
Yep.
Yeah? What are they?
I've been so many places in my life and time.
I wish the camera was...
a lot of songs.
Oh, stop! Stop! That is amazing! I'm ready. We are all ready for this. You are absolutely incredible. And so then, obviously, there was a discovery that you have an incredible voice. It's an extraordinary voice.
Thank you so much.
When did you decide to take it seriously? Like, I'm going to actually do this and pursue music.
Well, I was shy to open my Facebook page, but my sister opened the Facebook page for me.
Is that your younger sister?
You're gonna make a video right now. And I did it.
That is amazing. And I can just imagine, as you posted that video, and you see the views climbing, right? And it's like 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, and now you're sitting
I didn't expect that at all.
At 15 million. How do you even respond to all the comments? It's 15 million people that have watched you sing.
I try my best.
Wow. What are some of your favorite songs to sing and the people that you listen to, the artists that you love?
Rihanna and Ariana Grande.
And Ariana Grande.
And Adele.
Oh my word, classic divas. What is it about their voices that you love so much?
They inspire me to sing more, and yeah, I just love their music.
Oh my goodness, I'm sure they're gonna love yours as well. There's a whole international audience watching right now, even people streaming from all over the world. So now that you've done a couple of covers, you've posted those videos, what's happening right now? Are you recording your own music? Are you writing your own music? Tell me.
I'm supposed to keep it a secret.
Okay,
but
keep it as much of a secret as you can. But just like give us a little bit.
I will be doing my own single.
That is amazing. And you've started writing it already?
No, I don't like it.
Okay, so it's
I'm
written...
bad at that.
Don't worry, it's okay. It's a skill you require over time. But listen, I am personally very, very excited to hear you sing today. I heard you sound checking, and even that, oh my word, this is going to be a very, very special Thursday, Dee. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
and
you.
Make sure you don't miss out on a live performance from Andrea Fortin. 15 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, she's in the studio! Woohoo!
It's going to be an incredible Thursday indeed. Can't wait for that performance. Lots on the go still. JP will be joining us a bit later on, telling us what movies to expect this weekend. The weekend is officially upon us.
Can't wait for that. And of course, happy Women's Day to you. We also have concept developer of A Woman's Purpose 2018 joining us, Zizipho, and we're going to connect with her to find out why it's so important to empower women. We'll see you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Women's Day to you. I hope you're enjoying the morning off, or at least the whole day. But it's time for us to find out what's happening with our local stars in our local entertainment news.
Yeah, and our first story, a very feel-good story that I think is so necessary and needed for Women's Day. Now, TV personality Minnie Dlamini embraced her curves as she took to the desert in Namibia for a sexy photo shoot. Now, spreading the message of body positivity, Minnie encouraged fans to love themselves while at the same time swatting down those pesky pregnancy rumors. She said this: no matter your size, shape, or pregnancy rumors, love your body, celebrate it. And she captioned this with a picture of herself in a lovely red number in the desert.
I love this. Love your body and leave someone else's alone. Same time.
It's quite incredible.
Whoa.
But you know what's funny for me and almost weird at the same time is Beyonce's also come out really obviously in the Vogue issue for September, also slamming pregnancy rumors and saying she's actually just put on a bit of weight and she's just loving her body. But the weird thing is that every time a woman puts on a bit of a bit of weight and like a bit of curve, people think pregnancy, as if pregnancy was a bad thing.
You know what
to
I'm
start
saying? Like,
with.
just stop that, stop it. And as you said rightly so, that she joins a long list of celebrities that have been vocal about weight gain and tackling issues such as body shaming, which happens a lot online, and Beyonce being one of them as well, who opened up about it in that September issue of Vogue. So go Minnie Dlamini, do your thing, sister girl, go to the desert, go to the
beautiful.
ocean.
I
Yeah!
just want to go to a desert now.
I wonder what that production must look like behind the scenes.
I know.
Whoa.
A full crew.
Absolutely. And no, let's look at something very cute. So this is Kanye Bao. Kanye Bao, we love looking at pictures of her. Now, her boyfriend, Tebo Kgolerole, shared some Throwback Thursday pictures of her when she was younger, and people couldn't help but see the resemblance between Kanye and her daughter.
So that's.
Oh,
Look at
wow.
No, stop
Can we
it.
go back?
Stop
no
it.
ways.
This is still old Kanye. Don't get
Okay, I thought this was her daughter.
Okay, this is still old Kanye.
Okay, so
you can
this-
see the grade on it.
Okay.
Daughter, boom. Stop it.
Wow.
Stop it. That's amazing. There's more daughter pictures.
Wow.
Yeah, you'd see that. Like just
Identical. Identical.
like that. Yeah, okay. So we have to do another one. So this is old Kanye.
I don't know anymore if this is old Kanye
New
or if it's-
Kanye.
Oh, wow.
The resemblance is uncanny.
Wow.
It's beautiful. I'm still trying to find that in my son. I look at him.
think-
I look at him and I'm like,
If you stare at him long enough and every day, it might just happen.
and I do this with my eyes. Like, you know, like when you used to try to look at those 3D pictures.
Just
and you
like
I think every parent
imprinted.
would love to have a mini me.
Oh, beautiful stories all around in today's local entertainment news.
Right, so it is for many a long weekend and of course a public holiday today as we celebrate Women's Day. Maybe you want to get out to the movies. Let's inspire you with the local box office.
Absolutely, watch the new Pooh Bear, but we're also kind of enabling his honey problem. Here's SA's top 5 films. EO couldn't have wanted a better opening weekend. Christopher Robin starts a woeful 5. 2 months charting this year's 4th movie to cross $1 billion and still 4th place, it's Incredibles 2. No one told The Rock about staircases. Practicality is kryptonite. It's Skyscraper's 2nd week 3rd. Let's hope by the next it's a choice between 3 men who can hit a note. Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again is 2nd again. Tom Cruise really did fracture an ankle at this point. Asked if he got the shot. Got an ambulance. Dedication. Mission Impossible Fallout holds first.
Hello, do your movie run quickly there.
I'm
Mess your hair up.
really
Do it. Come on.
upset our
Do your movie
stylist.
run. Do your movie run. There we go. That says Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is way too intense.
With a broken ankle, dudes. Welcome, JP
Not me,
Sebastian,
Tom Cruise.
as always, to discuss the movies. Before we quickly get into the new movies, your hair looks amazing, man. It looks amazing. Mission Impossible Fallout. You've been kind of a bit gaga about this.
Well,
which is not normally the case when it comes to
usually
Tom,
I
man.
can get way too pedantic and like too much of a derriere about like the details of movies. But when something
your job.
on screen is just so miraculous, like someone was like, I want to put a camera in a plane, I want to put a camera in the sky, and then frame it interestingly with Tom.
Zero G, and I will fly the helicopter myself. It's awesome,
Have you
man.
seen it yet?
Yeah, no, I haven't, man.
You got it.
I live vicariously through you. So I'm going to do that right now as we take a look at some of the new movies coming out. Superfly. What's it all about?
A remake, obviously, from 1972 was the original. That brought us Curtis Mayfield's Superfly. This poster is unfortunate to me. Really, this looks like one of those like
rap
old, like from 90s hip hop. Like half of the albums out there was, you need more like Dobermans if it was a Snoop Dogg album, obviously, and a lot more, speaking of derriere. But it reminds me of like a poster I might have in my room at 13. Bones, Thugs and Harmony. Hype
Is that
Williams.
not what they were going for, though? It's a bit of a retro
So obviously it's a
throwback, yeah?
modern sort of like redo of the thing. Back in the day, obviously it was about this hustler who wanted to was trapped between the system and the game, and this is very much the same. So this time around, he's this young dude who was mentored by another street hustler and drug dealer. And he sees before it's too late, because you've got these cartels moving in and you've got different sort of factions. Rather than die, make your last, like do your last
One
job,
last
and then
job,
exit.
man.
So it's that sort of gangster cliche which we've seen in movies plenty of times. You think you can hold out for that one last score, but not for me.
Don't spoil it, man.
Yeah, no. I hope it's not too loyal to the original, which would be a bit too loyal if it was as bad. But it does look like it's going to be very loyal.
Iconic for all the wrong reasons. But no, it looks entertaining enough. Then this one, I'm going to use the entire rest of the segment getting the title out. The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society.
Let me unpack this for you. This is going to take some time.
I'm seeing that Mike Newell, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. That's some chops right there.
The story being... okay, let's do this in parts, because it's a very long title. So Guernsey is a little island in the middle of the English Channel. And at one point was occupied by the Nazis during World War II. It's not a true story, I don't believe. No, but it's based on a novel.
Inspired by, yeah.
And on this island, which is, like I said, well, this is just after the war, controlled by those Nazis at the time. The rations are given to them. They only were allowed to grow potatoes. And so to keep their spirits alive, the people on this island started this literary club, this book society, where they find a struggling author that's played by Lily James, burgeoning. She's on the edge of making her rise, one of her books, and they, by letters and correspondence, invite her to the island and say, oh my goodness, it's such an honor to know you. You were what kept the flame alive in us during our oppressed sort of time. She has a man back home on mainland England, but then there's also rustic Michael Hazeman, who's on the island. And so there's a love triangle element too, but at least what's nice for me is that all these side characters at least have their own story. They're not just sort of like rooting for the main characters.
Yeah, the narrative is strong.
And I suppose, speaking of Women's Month as well, it's got like, how does a woman carve her own destiny, especially as a writer. Yeah, so it's not too bad. It's not like totally predictable, sort of like schmaltzy or anything like that. And Lily James, also in Mamma Mia 2, which you love dearly. No, not true. She's a great actress in it too.
Awesome, man. 2 great new releases, Superfly and the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Society.
If you can even ask for a ticket to that.
I know, it looks
amazing. Just say the potato movie.
He'll be back to talk more new movies in just a moment.
Well, I think only time will tell if JP's going to be stingy with those popcorns or not. But since we're celebrating Women's Day today, we're going to introduce you to an array of beautiful women and inspiring women from all walks of life. And Zizipho Dyubeni, a 28-year-old who possesses an incredible knack for creative dialogue and technological advancement, is the concept developer of A Woman's Purpose 2018. And she joins us in studio today to chat about the importance of empowering young women in male-dominated fields. Good morning. Welcome to Expresso.
Good morning, Zoe, and thank you for having me.
Zizipho, you are the concept developer of A Woman's Purpose. Tell us a little bit more what it's all about.
A Woman's Purpose is a platform built on the premise of accelerating female inclusion in business, particularly. So, I in my own personal journey, I've discovered or experienced that women really have very little seats at the table, irrespective of what that table looks like. And so the event itself is built around having conversations around inclusivity and how we become more impactful in that space.
And I think at the end of the day, we also don't want just a handout. We've worked hard, we've earned it, we've just often never been given the opportunity or the seat at the table, like you said. Why is it so important to you that, women in business are given a presence in a very male-dominated industry?
I think even outside putting in males, in order to build a society, you nurture your females. And part of nurturing girl children is introducing them to self-sufficient ways of living. And entrepreneurship is one of those. We need a lot more girls spearheading ideas, turning it into profitables, and running businesses and changing the economy. We need to be key players in that sector.
I love that. Amen. And tell me, what is your vision and what do you hope people will take from today's event?
Today's event is built around this idea of a whole new world. And really, what we're saying this year is that you have it within you to do absolutely anything and everything. There are some incredible speakers today.
Okay.
And one of them is Baratang Mia, who I am obsessed with. She is the CEO of Girl Hype, which is an organization that teaches young girls how to code. She's physically impacting women in the STEM community. So the conversation is going to be geared around that, and that's what we want people to take away from today. To walk away knowing that time is now.
Time is now, and the event is taking place today at Nasdaq Rooftop at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
Can people still get tickets if they're interested in going?
People can still get tickets off web tickets online. Alternatively, they can go to selected Pick and Pay outlets and purchase their tickets there.
Okay, and you said a woman's purpose. This is the second year that it's running.
Yes.
It is the second year indeed.
This is the second year, but honestly, really, this is the first year that we've gone full-blown public. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how the general public and females respond to it. I'm excited.
I'm
Absolutely
very excited for you, Zizipho. Thank you so much for joining us today, and all the best with today's project. And of course, not only for today, but going forward, the impact you will be making. And if you're interested in joining today's A Woman's Purpose 2018 event, it's taking place at Nasdaq. Tickets are still available at Web Tickets, so make sure you get them before 1 o'clock today. And happy Women's Day to you.
Well, Facebook is switching things up, and later on you'll get to find out about a new dating app that they've launched.
Exciting.
It's exciting.
Are you excited?
I'm really looking forward to that.
You had a brief pausing moment of excitement that I can identify.
Contain your excitement.
But I can tell you that Facebook will certainly be lit up with likes, loves, and lots of wows as we welcome onto the Expresso Feel Good Breakfast Show stage 15-year-old Andrea Fortain, who will be performing live after the break. Don't miss out. It's a Women's Day special.
You're the only one that I want. I don't know why I'm scared. I've been here before. Every feeling, every word, I've imagined it all. You'll never know if you'll never try to forget your past and simply be mine. I dare you to let me be your one and only.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Happy Women's Day. I hope you are finding a reason to empower yourself today, South Africans. Ladies, what an opportunity. Guys, we're going to have a little bit of fun here.
We are.
We're going to get into what's trending online this morning. We've got some cool stories. I'm seeing dogs. I'm seeing cats. So I know Zoe's going to come. But I've got a story. I'm going to warn you right now that it might make you cry just a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit. So we're going to kick it off with something fun about the puppies.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to kick it off. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to do it?
You go for it.
Do the
I want
puppy
the cat
story.
Okay.
And the cat story.
Okay. Well, we all have seen, some dogs playing dead, but I think this dog is taking it to a next level. Two bulldogs are, in fact, taking this game to a whole other level.
Yeah.
They were in trouble for destroying something at home, and when the owner came home, they played dead. Look at that. They destroyed the washing basket.
Look, I've done that playing dead many times, but I didn't know dogs did it too.
It's a good out, man. It's a good out.
Okay, so the next time you break something or do something wrong, play dead.
Oh, look at it, man. How do you get cross with that?
It's still cute because you just forgive them straight after this, right? Because how can you not forgive? It's crazy.
Thank you for sharing that
All right,
video.
cat lady, what do you got?
Okay, well, listen, I've also got something cool. I mean, there's something about cats that hate water, but not this kitty cat. He, in fact, is loving a shower. Take a look.
Oh, my word. That is the least cat-like cat ever.
Well, the best way to discipline a cat is to put a little bit of water in a spray bottle and you pss, pss, pss. So when Sailor was naughty...
so mean.
No. It's not.
It's mean, man.
Way.
Oh, very, very sweet. Thanks, guys. That has brought a smile to my face. Hopefully you as well. Which hashtag, video or story should we be tracking on your timeline? Share with us all of your thoughts this morning. Make us smile, and you can hit us up on our Facebook page or on Twitter, as always, using our Expresso Show hashtag. Right, you ready for some music?
Yes,
Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, we certainly want to know all of your thoughts regarding our next performer, and I'm sure you are going to absolutely love her. As I said earlier on, it is a Women's Day special. She's 15 years old, and she is a vocal powerhouse to be reckoned with. In fact, giving her very first live TV performance on your Feel Good Breakfast show, performing an Adele classic, One and Only.
You've been on my mind. I grow fonder every day, losing myself inside. Just thinking of your face, God only knows why it's taken me so long to let my doubts go. 'Cause you're the only one that I want. I don't know why I'm scared. I've been here before. Every feeling, every word, I've imagined it all. You'll never know if you'll never try to forget your past and simply be mine. I dare you to let me be your one and only. I promise I'm worthy to hold in your arms. So come on and give me the chance to
at 7 o'clock. The founder of the world's largest e-commerce platform, Alibaba, Jack Ma, paid President Cyril Ramaphosa a courtesy call yesterday morning. Ramaphosa and Ma discussed prospects for investment in South Africa, where the government is putting in place measures to attract $100 billion in new domestic and foreign direct investment over the next 5 years. Ma, who has an estimated net worth of 517 billion rand, is launching the Netpreneur Prize in South Africa. It will give 100 young African entrepreneurs grants totaling $10 million, which is the equivalent of 133 million rand by 2030. Women's Day today commemorates the 9th of August 1956, when more than 20,000 women of all races and ages from every corner of South Africa marched to the Union buildings in Pretoria to petition against past laws that required African persons to carry a document to prove that they were allowed to enter a white area. The Federation of South African Women, known as FEDSAW, organized the march, led by 4 women: Helen Joseph, Rahima Musa, Sophie Williams, and Lillian Ngoyi. Women's Day 2018, though, is celebrated throughout the country in various ways. Now, moving further abroad, Zimbabwe's MDC opposition party has vowed to overturn in court President Emmerson Mnangagwa's narrow election victory, alleging that he won the historic vote via, and I quote, mammoth theft and fraud. The MDC has until tomorrow to lodge its suit. Mnangagwa, formerly a close ally of Robert Mugabe, won 50.8% in last week's vote, just scraping in above 50% runoff threshold. Meanwhile, senior opposition official Tendai Biti was released after being briefly held while trying to enter Zambia, but was denied asylum. And then finally, in America, women are also celebrating as more women candidates than ever before will contest U.S. governorship and House of Representative seats in November's midterm elections. After primaries across 4 states, there are now 11 female nominees for governor and at least 182 for the House. The results were hailed by activists as a continuing success story for women in politics. The outcome of a key election for a House seat in Ohio could indicate whether Democrats have a chance to overturn the Republican majority in the House in November. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Here's a look at what's happening in the exciting world of sport. Here's Graham Richards.
And exciting it was yesterday as Sri Lanka showed a very dramatic turnaround, most notably in the field, in a rain-affected 4th ODI yesterday, beating the Proteas by 3 runs under the Duckworth-Lewis method. Chriselle Pereira and Dusan Shanaka showing ominous form ahead of the T20 series, the latter hitting 5 sixes in a 34-ball 65 to take the host to 306 for 7. More rain left the Proteas needing 191 from 21 overs. Some brilliant fielding typified by Shanaka's run-out of Germany for 38, and effective death bowling from Luckmal's dismissed David Miller for 21 saw the Proteas off at 187 for 9. So now at 3-1, the ODI series concludes in Colombo on Sunday. And locally in football, a red card and an own goal as Pirates saw out a 1-0 win over Chippa United in the PSL last night. Defender Gerald Morasane gifting the Buccaneers the goal before the visitors ended up finishing the second half with 10 men on the field. Then Tsegofatso, Mabaso and Cabello Dlamini were on target as Bloem Celtic went on to join Wits at the top of the early PSL table with a 2-0 win over Golden Arrows. Morocco shot some metal down in Cape Town City at 2-1. SuperSport got their first win of the new season, 1-0 over AmaZulu, and Free State Stars beat Maritzburg 2-1. And only one match ahead of the weekend as Highlands face off against the Leopards later tonight. Then on to the week's big drama in the transfer window, of course, closing for the EPL tonight ahead of the EPL season kicking off tomorrow. Big story this week. Chelsea have agreed to sell keeper Thibaut Courtois to European champions Real Madrid for an initial fee of £35 million, subject, of course, to personal terms and a medical. The Blues will also receive Croatian dribbling maestro Mateo Kovacic and a season-long loan, according to the club's website. And another Real Croatian connection, player of the tournament in Russia, Luka Modric, returned to training in Madrid yesterday, along with 5 other World Cup players, amidst uncertainty about his future at the club. So we'll watch that space very closely. That's where we leave our sport for now.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
And once again, all major freeways across the country are free-flowing. So if you want to hit the road, this is the perfect time to do it. But if you want to make sure you pack the right clothes, here's your weather. Heavy rain, severe thunderstorms, cold conditions and damaging winds can be expected for the Free State, KZN and the Eastern Cape region. And Polokwane is at 11 and 18. Mbombela, low of 13 and highs of 15. Pretoria 11 and 22. Johannesburg 9 and 20. Mahikeng 9 and 23. Klerksdorp 12 and 21. Kimberley 2 and 15. Bloemfontein 1 and 14. Richards Bay 14 and 16. Pietermaritzburg 8 and 10, Durban 14 and 15 with a bit of rain, Mthatha 6 and 10, East London 9 and 15, Cradock 4 and 14, PE 10 and 16, George 8 and 14, Sutherland -3 and 7, Cape Town 8 and 16, and Worcester 2 and 12 with Springbok at -1 and a high of 14, Uppington 2 and 20. I'm back again with more weather updates around 7:30 this morning.
Time to take a look at what's trending this morning. Hashtag Women's Day. I love this one that says, on this Women's Day, we salute the brave, resilient women of 1956, who on this day on the 9th of August took to the streets and marched to the union buildings to say hashtag enough is enough as they marched against oppressive pass laws. Moving further down, there's this beautiful picture of this lady. Sean says she's 33, she's black, she's a farmer, she employs 62 people, she feeds countless families. Hashtag Black Excellence, hashtag Women's Day. Also, this one says, today there are more women in mining than ever before. Here's to the women who push the boundaries of what is possible. So many people celebrating women on social media today, so go and check it out and use that hashtag Women's Day.
Now, I think you know that we as an Expresso family are constantly in the search of supporting our communities. It is our responsibility to do so. And so we would love to support Choc, and we're asking you to do the same. You, our Expresso family, we're trying to help them get behind getting funds to acquire their brand new Choc home in Pretoria that is so valuable to the brave young children and their parents. So please help us do so. And you can do so very quickly, very easily by simply downloading the free Zapper app. Once you've done so, you scan the Choc PTA House QR code. It'll be available on your screen shortly. Right now, and then you type in the amount you wish to donate and donate.
It really is that simple. And we've seen firsthand how much these houses, the support to those families mean. It is irreplaceable. So join us as we raise funds towards supporting these gorgeous little ones and their families. And of course, we know that the battle against cancer is something that is, it must seem insurmountable. So to have the support from the broader family is amazing. That Zapper QR code is visible on screen for the next hour, available for you to scan right now. Help us make a difference. But of course, you can go to our website to get all of the details.
Every day that brave young kids and their families battle cancer, the Choc Childhood Cancer Foundation supports them. And here at Expresso, we'd love you to help us fund their newest Choc home in Pretoria. Donate with your phone, download the Zapper app free from your app store, scan the QR code, or follow the instructions on the Expresso website.
Now, to echo the words of Dr. Seuss, he says, the more you read, the more you'll know, the more you learn, the more places you'll go. So after the break, we'll take a look at how you can gain a wealth of adventure through books.
Also, after the break, really exciting news, a breakthrough, really a switch up in the way that we conduct online dating, because Facebook has launched a new dating app. All of this and more after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Thursday and happy Women's Day to all our wonderful, our strong and inspiring women all across the country and of course all over the world as well. Right now you've tuned in just at the right time to hear some of the latest news from the world of tech.
Now, I heard a cheer earlier when we announced that Facebook are getting closer to releasing their dating app. It's actually connected to the website, so maybe this is something you're interested in. A few months back, Facebook did mention that they would be adding a dating service to their platform. Now they have given us a sneak peek of how it's going to work. So instead of being a standalone app like Tinder, Facebook Dating will be added as a new feature to your already existing account and will help you to meet non-friended people. Now, before you freak out that your mom is going to see your dating profile, they have taken some considerations into account. They won't post anything about it on your news feed, and your profile will only be visible to other people who have also opted to join the dating
Facebook
part
dating,
of
yeah.
the app itself. It's not based on swiping, sadly, but you'll be able to join groups with like-minded people and find events to meet them. So it kind of eases you into the conversation as well. And yes, it does connect you to everyone on the entire globe.
Yeah.
So if you find someone you're interested in, maybe you share similar interests, you'll be able to connect with them via WhatsApp, which is owned by Facebook, we know this. And to stop creeps and spammers, they will add a feature that only allows you to express interest in a limited number of potential partners.
The relationships that will be made and broken by this new feature. But let's go on to another feature that might be exciting to travelers and people who like to explore the world. Google has now launched a new feature over the weekend that aims to make the world a bit more realistic, a bit more accurate in its depiction to scale. So now if you actually go onto the app and you zoom out, you'll see that the Earth view is now projected as a globe.
You're actually not part of one world.
Yes, exactly, and not as flat surface as it was before, which made some areas of the world look disproportionately larger than they should. Like, for instance, Greenland might have been mistaken to be the size of Africa, but like it's way, 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 way smaller.
I didn't realize Chad was that big, man. Chad is massive, man.
So flat earthers might have a bit of a problem with this one, but regardless, I think it's a great new feature, and it's just a great new way for us to explore the world around us and just to realize what a massive world it is.
Even owning a globe has always inspired me. That was like one of my childhood goals, man. So hopefully this inspires you to go and explore, even if it's just virtually online, the beautiful world around you, and maybe meet someone new as well.
On Facebook.
Now, we have the most multilingual and arguably the most multicultural continent on the planet. And we've also been exchanging stories, proverbs, philosophy, and poetry since the dawn of language. And a wealth of adventure, science, insight, romance, intrigue, and critical thought that African writers, poets, and journalists write about every day. And a treasure which African Flavor Books is now bringing direct to the world's reading public on Book Lovers Day.
This hub of all things written by African authors, thinkers and artists is the brainchild and result of the faith and hard work of Fortescue and Nokuthula Gillespie.
Stories are a great way to educate the next generation and to start discussions around complex ideas. One bookstore in the heart of Braamfontein, Johannesburg, is proudly telling African stories by selling purely African and vernacular literature. Guys, this is a seriously cool bookstore. I absolutely love it. What inspired this African literature bookstore?
Me and my husband love reading, but for me it started when I was very young. Then when I met Ford, it was to my surprise that he loves the same stuff, African literature. And we took that now. We thought, if we're looking for this, I'm sure there's so many people that would love to have this.
And at the moment, the whole world's sight is glued to Africa. But why do you think it's important for us as South Africans to touch base with African literature?
For us, there is a lot that we need to give to the world. I think South Africa, we are blessed with so many things that sometimes we don't appreciate, especially when it comes to the industries, the distribution and all those things. So there is so much that we can give Africa to the world, and it starts with us.
And Fortescue, I believe that you were a chemical engineer. Very different from being a bookstore owner, but I'm sure you've always had that love for books.
I always love challenges. And whenever there's a problem, I always try to put a solution. And that is how we are trained as chemical engineers. And I've always solved problems. And I said, this is maybe one of the areas that I can contribute. With my wife, we need to take it forward. And that is why our growth, our vision is very important to make sure that we don't just end up being just one of those bookstores that wanted to do, but we want to leave a legacy.
In this bookstore, you'll be able to find popular and critically acclaimed authors such as Zakes Mda and Rosie Motene, just to name a few. You'll also be able to get your hands on African music, film, and art.
I believe everyone has a story to tell. So some do it in the form of movies, some do it in the form of documentary. So we felt like this makes sense for us to put them together in a package. So it's film, it's book, it's arts, it's music, it's documentaries, and it has been going really, really good.
This is going to be a difficult one for you, but what would you say are your top African books to read right now?
Oh, it is a difficult question, that one. But my first two will be Reweaving the Soul of the Nation by Matsilo Motsei, which is her essays and her speeches that she compiled. She's a woman activist, and she has put so much information for us to learn from that. The second one, I will have to say, The Hard Nose by Florence Masebe. It's beautifully written, and she's done it in a form of poetry, and with that she's done it in English and in Vernac as well, which is Venda.
First one, it will be Born for Greatness, written by Paul Lepa, about the biography of Frank Lepa, one of underrated musician who started Sankomota. An amazing book.
I'm sure along this entrepreneurial journey you guys have come across certain challenges. What have those been?
We have to grow fast, and that is one of the big challenges, because there is so much of this, and we can't miss this hype where people are starting to be aware that they need to read and they need to accumulate knowledge. That has been a big challenge for us, being a small business but carrying the burden to ensure that people have access to African content.
What are some of your hopes and dreams for African Flavor Bookstore?
In the next 5 years, we would like to have 20 shops of African flavor books, and mostly in the location where our people are.
We need to provide an alternative entertainment for young people in this country. That is one thing that we hope for, that in 100 years, that will be a legacy that we'll have left for this country, where African knowledge will be right across the country and maybe the continent. And people can know that, yes, they can really come to our store and be able to enjoy themselves.
If you're looking for something different or a true African experience, well, then this bookstore has it all.
Well, from literature to film, Project X Marks the Spot is a short film about a South African assassin bent on spilling the ills that occur in the CIA. Produced by Grace Norman and directed by its star Michael Norman, the film has received 3 awards from the International Best Short Film Competition. Now, this morning we're joined by the Normans, who run Michael and Grace Studios. And of course, to share more and to also hail powerful women today on a Women's Day. Grace, Michael, so good to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you.
From Michael and Grace Studios. Grace, I'm going to start off with you. This film has received so many nominations, awards, just recognition. Why do you think it's important for this type of acclaim when it comes to South African films?
Well, I think a couple of things, if I were to even mention them in order. Hollywood has not had an African assassin.
Yeah.
That is what really has been like a huge spin-off. That's what got them all excited. Yeah. That was the first part. And then the second thing is the stunt work that was produced for a first-time filmmaking at that level. Yeah. So that was also something that we really received recognition for, and we were talking about it. And then lastly, just the execution, the way it was executed, the entire production on its own. We've really received great comments on, how it was executed.
I love this. I love the fact that we're telling different stories. This really makes me happy.
Yes.
I mean, here you brought in the CIA, Michael. What was it about the CIA narrative that just made you want to write this story?
Okay, first of all, it was the fact that Idris Elba didn't get the part of being Bond.
That's all good. You missed out on that one.
Yeah, and there's quite a number of stories that have associated with African history that have assassins involved, and black assassins.
Yes.
And there's so much action in that category alone that it had to be exploited for action in regards to the black genre. So I thought to myself, look, there's a lot of stories that have to be told different other than political side of things. And let's just put it in a whole Jason Bourne mechanic kind of narrative. And found that interesting, motivated by Idris Elba's Nation of Bond, and I put that together and became a success.
It's beautiful. We're here for it. We are here for this story. It's so awesome. Now, Grace, it's so wonderful to see a female producer at the helm of this movie. What do you think South Africa needs to do to continue to support women, not only in a directorial, kind of platform, but as producers as well? Because I'm sure we could do more.
We definitely can do more. I think before we even mention what we can do, we need to understand that Michael and Grace Studios is a film business.
Yeah.
And then when I'm on set, I'm a producer and Michael is a director. And now once we start to differentiate that there's a film business and the film industry, we start to grow the market. And then now women can start to participate, not only in the industry, but also in the business of film. That's what I really would emphasize. And I mean, I guess there's a lot of work around the film industry is not, sometimes, you hear people saying, oh, it's just a hobby, you guys are in this industry. It's not a hobby, it's a $1 billion industry.
They're waiting for us to get a real job.
No.
This is a real job.
This is the real job.
This is a real job,
This
yes.
is a $1 billion industry internationally.
Exactly.
And I mean, there's so much that one can do. And at this point, it's really held by certain corporates, individuals, and we need to expand. So yes, there's quite a bit to do, and we just have to define where we want to play in the industry, and like you said, tell different stories,
Wonderful.
Very
Michael,
important.
what is next for Michael and Grace Studios?
We are busy with feature film now, which is the continuation of that, and it's going to have it's going to have all the perks in it, the frills and the fun. Full to high budget, movies about 23 million. So it's going to have an entire story narrative of what actually transpired, because it's actually motivated from true events. So mixed with fiction, it's going to be the actually bomb.
Well, now that we have a black assassin, you could have a colored assassin. I'm available. I'm ready for it. Sharpshooter. Thank you so much, Grace. Thank you so much, Michael, for being here with us today. And of course, it's thanks to people like the Normans who make Mzansi proud by flying our flag high on the international stage. Let's continue to give young South Africans inspiration to put our talent out there on this platform, and of course to develop it instead of idolizing international heroes. Happy Women's Day to all the incredible female producers, directors, and everybody in the industry.
Well, we're back for round 2 of our morning workout this morning, and I'm here with Max and Cassidy. It's a lot of excitement going on the floor here. I'm really overwhelmed, but I'm also excited because these guys have the most amazing moves you've seen. Now, Max, you've got to tell me, what type of person is eligible for, karate as a champion, or just wanting to get into karate as a sport?
Any person from our dojo, we start from the age of 5.
Yeah.
And till whichever age, because we also have other dojos that have parent classes for parents and adults as well. So anyone can
so it's
join
not too
karate.
late for me.
No, you're never too old to
Okay, so
learn.
Expresso morning show today, but who knows, Karate World Championships tomorrow. Okay, so what are you showing me now? What are some of the basics that I've got to know that you show to your champions before they go on to compete?
Okay, so when you start as a beginner,
Yeah.
we start left hand up.
Yeah.
And we're going to punch 1
Yeah.
and block to your head.
Yeah.
And then inside block.
Huh? Always a fist, eh?
And yes, lower block.
Yeah.
And then the outside block.
Yeah.
And then the first kick in karate, so left hand up. And you're going to kick my geri. So it's forward 1 and the other 2.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it to you guys. So show me what a typical, training session would be like with Cassidy.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So stand here. Anantata. Bow.
I need to keep my distance for this one because the kicks are flying all over the place.
And 1, 2, kick. Go. And sit, sit, sit. Up. Keep your posture. Kick. And 2. Kick. And turn.
Yeah, this is definitely not something you learn in one day. You guys have got me so excited. I'm probably joining you guys later for your training. There's lots more going on in the show. What's happening?
Right, get the snap.
That is... Your jacket does that.
That was close, man. You just got to break the sound barrier. When you... Oh, Cassidy, man, I love you. So we're going to continue on this inspiring trend now that we've dislocated our shoulders. After the break, we're going to be celebrating. Oh, they are so important. Our teachers love it.
And maybe even just make them a treat in the kitchen. A strawberries and cream recipe.
Wow.
Good enough to make your taste buds go.
Oh, yeah. Come on. Yeah.
It doesn't work. It just...
Yeah. There we go. Boom.
Bam. Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Inspired by Cassidy Williams, still working it out. Gonna get my black belt pretty soon. All right, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3. Happy Women's Day, by the way, if you've just joined us right now. It's time for us to take a look at the early morning headlines with Leanne.
Very special indeed. In the national news this morning, the founder of the world's largest e-commerce platform, Alibaba, Jack Ma, paid President Cyril Ramaphosa a courtesy call yesterday morning. Ma is launching the Netpreneur Prize in South Africa, which will give 100 young African entrepreneurs grants totaling to 10 million rand, which is the equivalent of 133 million rand by 2030. Women's Day today commemorates the 9th of August in 1956, when more than 20,000 women of all races from every corner of South Africa marched to the Union buildings in Pretoria to petition against past laws that required African persons to carry a document to prove that they were allowed to enter a white area. Now, moving further abroad, Zimbabwe's MDC opposition party has vowed to overturn in court President Emmerson Mnangagwa's narrow election victory, alleging that he won the historic vote via, and I quote, mammoth theft and fraud. And finally, in America, women are also celebrating as more women candidates than ever before will contest U.S. governorship and House of Representative seats in November's midterm elections. The outcome of a key election for a House seat in Ohio could indicate whether Democrats have a chance to overturn the Republican majority in the House in November. Well, that was your 7:30 news update. I'll have a full bulletin for you at the top of the hour.
Kick it off with cricket. Sri Lanka showed a pretty dramatic turnaround in form, beating the Proteas by 3 runs under the Duckworth-Lewis method in a rain-affected 4th ODI yesterday. Pereira and Shanaka showing ominous form ahead of the T20 series, and they took the host to 306 for 7, needing 191 from 21 overs after more rain. Brilliant fielding and effective death bowling saw the Proteas off at 187 for 9. Now at 3-1, the ODI series concludes in Colombo on Sunday. On to football, a red card and an own goal as Pirates saw out a 1-0 win over Chippa United in the PSL last night, while Bloem Celtic went on to join Wits at the top of the table with a 2-0 win over Golden Arrows. Only one match ahead of the weekend as Highlands face Leopards tonight. Then a little further afield, picking up on the week's transfer drama, Chelsea have agreed to sell keeper Thibaut Courtois to European champions Real Madrid for an initial fee of £35 million, receiving Croatian Mateo Kovacic on a season-long loan as part of the deal. That while Luka Modric returned to training in Madrid yesterday amidst uncertainty about his future at the club. So watch that space. More on that story on the top of the hour.
Quality fuel, convenience, and service with a smile. Whether it's to fuel up or stock up, Cupcakes, it's how you get there.
If you're in the Free State, Eastern Cape and KZN, I hope you're snuggling up and keeping warm on this day's Women's Day. A quick look at your weather. Polokwane, a low of 11 and highs of 18. Mbombela, 13 and 15 with some rain. Pretoria, lows of 11 and 22. Johannesburg, low of 9 and highs of 20. Mahikeng, 9 and 23. Klerksdorp, 12 and 21. Kimberley, a low of 2 and a high of 15. Bloemfontein, 1 and 14. Richards Bay, 14 and 16. Pietermaritzburg, 8 and 10. Durban, 14 and 15. Mthatha, low of 6 and a high of 10. East London, 9 and 15. Cradock at 4 and 14. PE, 10 and 16. George, 8 and 14. Sutherland, low of -3 and high of 7. Cape Town, 8 and 16. Worcester, a low of 2 and a high of 12. Springbok, -1 and 14. With Uppington at 2 with a high of 20. That's your weather update for now. Catch the next weather update in a bit.
It is not an exaggeration to say that a great teacher can change a student's life forever. These inspirational people are not often recognized for the life-changing role that they play. Well, until now, Woolworths will be celebrating World Teachers' Day this year with their annual Teachers' Day Awards, providing an opportunity for you to nominate your own teacher. And here to help celebrate our country's unsung heroes is Thando Tladi, the National Manager of Woolworths Educational Program, and one of last year's winners, Christo Spies, to put out a call to entry for any learner in South Africa. We love them. Time to put them on the pedestal they deserve. Guys, welcome. Christo, congratulations.
Thank you.
Before I get into what makes you the most amazing teacher and why your kids love you so much, maybe I can start with you, Thando. Why is it so important, do you think? I know that teachers don't do it for the validation of awards and those sorts of things. Why has Woolworths as an organization and you as the Educational Trust, why have you stepped up to give them the platform?
Well, Woolworths has been involved in education for a number of years now. And I think through our interaction with the schools, we've got to see that while our education system is not perfect, there are some amazing teachers out there who do great work. And we thought it our responsibility to not only create a platform, but to reward them and to say thank you to them for being the bedrock of our society.
Look at that smile. Look at that smile. That's not a false smile. That smile isn't like I'm terrified of my teacher. That's I'm proud of my teacher. Sure. Christo, I'm sure you are proud of what you do every day. You must, to be an inspired teacher. How did it feel receiving an award like this?
It was quite overwhelming, but yeah, it was such a privilege and an honor to be recognized for something that you do, for something that comes from within, something that you do naturally. And yeah, it was a great honor to be nominated by one of my students.
Why do you think your learners love you as much as they do?
I go the extra mile. And I think I bring the fun element into the classroom, and that's something that they really enjoy and that they love.
Are you firm? Are you a disciplinarian as well? How do you find a balance?
I'm strict, and but I've got a rule. When we play, but when we work. So that way I keep the balance.
Sorry, you've just given it out now. Every teacher in the land is going to be using that line when they go back to school. Absolutely love that. How can learners nominate? Because we do have so many amazing teachers. I look back and I think of how much of a role they actually do play at critical gateways in your life as well. So if I'm a learner who wants to reward my teacher, how do I do it?
Very simple. So we ask them to write us a letter of no more than 200 words. Nobody actually sticks to the word count, and that's fine.
You're not going to disqualify them
not
if
at
they
all.
don't.
So write in as many letters as you want. Just tell us what makes your teacher so amazing and send it to us on mtd@woolworths.co.za, or alternatively, go to myschool.co.za, and there are other entry mechanisms on there.
How do you feel about your profession? Because we love to put you on a pedestal, and I think we know how important it is, but what motivates you? Why do you take what you do so seriously? Why choose it as your career?
It's an honor and a privilege to be able to work with children, and I really enjoy making a difference and giving an input into the lives of the young ones.
I love it, and I think your students appreciate the fact that you take it so seriously. Why is it so important then for us to have this conversation? Why do you think we don't have it enough, and why have you chosen to put it out there?
Well, I think over the years I've had the honor of going through various groups of winners, one of them being Christelle, of course, and you get to know these teachers. But what's interesting is that most of them had no idea that their learners have even nominated them. And once they get to read the letters and see what the learners have written about them, it's not only an emotional moment, but I think it's gratifying, and then it also motivates them to actually keep doing what they're doing. It lets them know that they're doing something right. And by so doing, we hope that other teachers get to see the excellence being shown by other teachers and thus being motivated. And hopefully we'll create a community of teachers who strive for, who are dedicated, who are passionate, and go the extra mile.
Yeah.
Did you cry? Did you cry when you read the letter? It's
okay. It was emotional, yeah.
Oh, Christelle, congratulations. Thank you for setting such an amazing example as well. And Tano, thank you so much for the efforts that you and your team put into this. You can, around 200 words, please try and keep it in there. You can send that email mtd@woolworths.co.za, or you can visit myschool.co.za, or you can just even right now start by writing a letter to your teacher. Not all superheroes wear capes. Help us celebrate South Africa's superhero teachers. Your nomination matters. It really does make a difference, as we've heard, in the lives of those teachers as well. So let's give those great teachers an opportunity to shine in our classrooms. They deserve it.
All right, it's a very cool time of the morning, time for us to grab our cups of coffees and hashtag Dipper Oma. And guess who we're doing it with today? 15-year-old Andrea Fortain. What a force she's been. What an amazing performer she's been. So we thought to ask so firstly, do you have a favorite flavor of Oma Rusk?
Yep, it's right here, buttermilk.
You like the buttermilk?
Yes.
And usually when you're at home and it's cold and it's chilly and you're cozying up with your Oma Rusk, what do you like to do?
I like to sing.
Watching TV maybe, watching your favorite TV shows, that kind of thing?
Yep.
All right, cool. So this is the very cool opportunity that you have. If you give us a very cool dip, you might make it onto our Dipper Oma Wall of Fame. As you can see, very many famous people have been there. So you're going to show us your dip and then give it a name afterwards.
Okay.
Do you have a dip?
Yep.
Oh, okay. You look like you're ready, girl. You're ready to do this. Okay, show us your dip.
Okay.
So you need a mic for this at home. If you're trying to duplicate this dip, you need a mic, okay? And then?
I take the... Okay. And I say, you're the coffee that I need in the morning. You're my sunshine when the rain is pouring. Won't you give it all to me? Give it all. Did I eat?
Oh my God! I woke up this morning and I was never ready for this. I was not prepared for this. I'm just gonna dip with you while you do it. Go, 1, 2, 3, do it again.
You're the coffee that I need in the morning. You're my sunshine when the rain is pouring. Won't you give it all to me? Give it all.
Wow.
Wow.
Cozy up this winter and Dipper Oma. How do you Dipper Oma?
Wow.
That was incredible.
I think I want to change the name of that dip. That should be Mind Blown in the Morning Dip. That's what I'm going to go with that one. Absolutely incredible.
Wait. You need to taste. The rusk has a very special taste to it after that. Please eat my rusk.
We'll do
No,
the
I'm
coming up
serious.
and we'll have it in the break.
I don't really want to eat your
It's
rice.
so good.
I will. Still coming up after the break, we're checking out all the new movies releasing tomorrow.
And if movies is not your thing, we're whipping up some mousse, some strawberry and cream
Your rice
mousse.
is good.
That's
Give
coming
it
up
back,
after
give
the
it
break.
back. No, give it.
All Expresso presenters and guests fly domestically with Mango. Enjoy outstanding service, online check-in and seat selection. With the widest booking and payment options, Mango is the only airline globally to accept store charge cards as a means of payment. Fly in comfort with ergonomically efficient seats for more legroom. Aboard a fleet of new generation Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Join the presenters of Expresso and fly Mango.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Expresso. Time for us to find out what's happening with our international stars in our entertainment news.
Well, when one refers to a bad breakup of a perfect couple, then one can only talk about Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Now, since the news broke where Angelina tried to smear Brad's name that he hasn't paid meaningful child support since they split in 2016, Brad's lawyers are come back guns blazing. Now, they are saying that Angelina Jolie is a master manipulator and a liar because they say he's paid up over $9 million over the last 2 years. And in legal documents obtained by the media, Brad fires back and saying that he loaned her $8 million so that she could buy a home in which she currently lives in with the children now, and then shelled out a further $1.3 million in child support. Now, at this point, it's not clear as to who wants to speed up the divorce faster, Brad or Angelina Jolie. But it just seems like it's getting messier and messier and messier.
Yeah, I was hoping this wouldn't turn into a messy situation. I mean, there's 6 children involved, and I mean, when I saw the initial reports that he hasn't been paying child support, I'm like, that doesn't sound true.
It didn't sound like him. I don't think he's that kind of man.
It didn't sound Brad-like, I must be honest.
Yeah.
I also, just like you, I really was hoping that this would be like a smooth one, like a smooth transition out of it. First of all, I was hoping that they would never split up. But now that that's happened and life happens, it's actually quite sad.
Yeah, I hope that she's not lying about it because that's a real thing. There are genuinely women out there whose husbands or ex-husbands are not paying child support. And for her to be receiving these millions and for saying it's not enough.
It's not meaningful.
Yeah, I'd be like, Brad, if you don't like the $1 million, you can send it over here. So that is all that we've got for international entertainment news today.
There we go.
Mamma mia, here we go again. Let's get back into those box office. Let's see who is at the top of the local box office. Hopefully inspire you to go out and check a movie today.
Absolutely, watch the new Pooh Bear, but we're also kind of enabling his honey problem. Here's SA's top 5 films. EO couldn't have wanted a better opening weekend. Christopher Robin starts a woeful 5. 2 months charting this year's 4th movie to cross $1 billion and still 4th place, It's Incredibles 2. No one told The Rock about staircases. Practicality is kryptonite. It's Skyscraper's 2nd week 3rd. Let's hope by the next it's a choice between 3 men who can hit a note. Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again is 2nd again. Tom Cruise really did fracture an ankle at this point. Asked if he got the shot. Got an ambulance. Dedication. Mission Impossible Fallout holds first.
Okay, so to avoid talking about Mission Impossible Fallout again, and it really does look awesome, let's keep it local this morning. And of course, officially launching today being Women's Day, I had the great honor of talking to Evan Boerta and Donnelly Roberts, who I absolutely love because they're doing so much for local film, about what looks like a really cool, an odyssey from what they went through just from the filming of this movie. Stroom op, releases. Give us the lowdown. How do you feel about a local production that has this kind of adventure coming of
Well, it's cool for a change of speed if you're watching something that's local and it's not like, you know, a lot of things
formulaic.
A lot of things feel like they got to do the rom-com kind of thing. Hey, if that helps pay the bills sometimes and help the studio along. But at least this looks a bit different. It you know, tries to dig in emotionally, it looks like, but it obviously also has an element of fun and adventure to it, as you said. So the story being that these 5 ladies are in group therapy together for various reasons, whether it's loss of a loved one, whether it's depression, what have you, and they had this idea thrown at them to go on adventure therapy, which is to go down the Orange River, and they go down and under the Orange River, as you're witnessing at the moment. And from there, I suppose what's nice, what's sort of like building, what's progressive, what's constructive about these kinds of stories is it's not just like a heart-to-heart, like schmaltzy, heartwarming kind of thing, which is fine for that kind of mood, but they need to realize their own power by surviving the situation, like gain faith in themselves by surviving the wilderness that they're trapped in. They lose their guide as well, and so they have to lean on each other. Yeah, it's nice to see some women's solidarity.
I was getting like goosebumps actually, just listening to the music, hearing you talk about it, and there's something really cool about a story that is anyone can relate to. It doesn't always have to be the South African story that we tell as South African filmmakers, but that looks like a great story told in a very in a beautiful way, in an empowering way. So great for Women's Day. Go and support local film. I don't know if I could say...
No, let's dial it back.
the same about... Okay, so we're going to cut the movie trailer off there, and you'd think it's Jaws, a different film, and then it becomes The Meg.
Never big enough,
Jason
these
Statham,
movies.
how are you going to kung fu a gigantic shark is what I want to know.
For the same reason, I love Jason Statham dearly. I've got such a soft spot for the guy after one interview that I saw.
He's a real dude, man,
his entire career, I thought, oh, dude, this guy's not a good actor, and he's just, dialing it in for the muscles and whatever. But in this one interview I saw, someone asked him, they go, why do you think it is that you get all these strongman roles, all these macho guy kind of, they want him, him to puff up his ego and feel good about himself. And he pauses for a moment, he goes, I think that's just because the studios realized what a gigantic idiot I am. And I was like, yes, that's what it's about.
No, he delivers, dude.
And
he doesn't take himself too seriously, but so...
Clearly he has to, I don't know, parkour a shark, and I like saying that. And it's 20 meters long. It's, as you hear in the trailer, the beautiful line that I can't wait to hear. Oh, my God, it's the Megalodon.
The Megalodon.
Which is a
that's
word
what
I
the
never
Meg
thought
is short
I'd hear coming
for.
out of Jason Statham's mouth. No, it's not someone with mega.
But look, we all know that there could possibly be in the dark depths of our ocean a 70-foot shark or megalodon out there. So hopefully this doesn't make you too nervous, but it's awesome.
Maybe go river rafting. Maybe go on the Orange River.
Yeah, stick to it. It's far less dangerous. But some great movies to take in. And of course, I have to reiterate, go and support a local film. Go and check out Stroom Op.
Don't be shy of your guilty pleasures either. I'm going to go watch The Big Shark like an idiot.
Indulge with Bliss Double Cream Yogurt, made with love by Clover.
Well, this Women's Day, ladies and gentlemen, goodness has never been so naughty in the kitchen. So attention all you ladies out there, because this one is especially just for you. We're making an indulgent Clover Bliss strawberries and cream mousse that will not only take a few simple steps to make, but is guaranteed to land you that second date, if you so wish. You know what I mean? I'm trying to hook you up. Gracie, how are you?
I'm so well. How are you?
Very, very well, thank you. I'm looking forward to learning how to make this treat, especially because it's not just naughty in a nice way, but it's also very healthy as well. It's got 10 vitamins that are packed into Clover
healthy.
Bliss Double Cream. Okay, so what do we need to make this?
So I've made a little bit of a coulis here with my strawberries. So I've cooked them down with some sugar, and then I've blended them with a stick blender.
Okay.
Whipped up some cream over here.
Excellent.
And I'm just going to add this along with some icing sugar.
Ooh, I'm not going to let this go to waste. You've worked so hard, girl.
Delicious, isn't
Oh,
it?
yes.
And of course vanilla, because strawberry and vanilla are best mates.
Okay, good stuff.
And then we
Right.
just fold this in until we get this beautiful mousse.
And it's important to fold it in because you
It
worked very
is.
hard to get
Yeah.
that cream
Absolutely.
aerated, right? So that it
You've got,
has
well,
that
that's what
form.
makes it nice and stiff, is that
Yes.
you've got some air in it, so you don't want to beat that out, so you're just lifting it and folding it in, and then comes the fun part.
Here we go. Show
You're
me the
gonna
fun part.
help me out.
What's also very much fun about this is the fact that it's a great treat, and it's a substitute for something like a chocolate. Instead of having a chocolate, make this. It's healthy for you as
and
well.
I think, on Women's Day, pink is very important.
So you've
Yeah.
got the colour
We have
coordination
to
and the
rock
wardrobe
pink
as well. All right,
Yeah.
so now that you've mixed it up lovely, what do we do
Look at
now?
that. Okay, so now I'm going to start off with, I've got some little mini Swiss rolls.
Oh,
Don't
beautiful.
you love those?
Yes, may I? Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
breakfast food for champions, I tell you. And then I'm just going to layer the bottom of my very pretty glass here, because you've got to make little individual ones. These actually look big enough to share, don't they?
They do. You actually talk
Pop
about
a little bit
breakfast
of
for champions if you want. So how about you make this for Bay this morning? Or for Mom, how about that? Just
I
for
think
thanks.
for Mom.
Thank you, Mom. I'm gonna make you a treat for breakfast. Now
Double
comes in.
cream bliss.
Oh, there we go. And we're using the strawberry
This
flavor
is the strawberry
this
one,
morning.
because we want to really carry that berry flavor over. So you just put a layer of that.
And I think it's
Look
one of
at
those as well.
that.
As I'm seeing you layer it in, some of it is touching the sides of the glass, but that's good. It's artistic freedom. Allow yourself to be.
Yeah, is that you giving me license to be messy?
I say license to be messy.
Yes, love it.
There we go.
Okay. And then, of course, our mousse that we've just whipped out.
Oh, wow.
So if you don't want to be messy, I would put this in a piping bag.
Okay.
And then just
There we go. All right, if you want to be fancy that way.
If you want to be fancy.
And by the way, if you've just joined us at home, we are making this delicious, special Women's Day treat, the Clover Bliss Strawberry and Cream Mousse, and you can SMS the keyword Clover to 33728, and we'll send you a link to the recipe as well as the ingredients list so that you can make your own and treat the special women in your life. Oh, some fancy decorations there, Gracie.
Because I love
Oh,
you.
look at you. Thank you.
Some little
There we go.
hearts here.
And you can keep layering it.
Absolutely.
As far as you want, eh?
And then look at this. How big is this? It's like as big as my head. And then that goes like that, and that. Oh, I can smell it from here. Isn't that just amazing?
That is, yes, the kitchen's been smelling of strawberries all morning
Yeah.
long. Thank you very much for that. Take a look at that masterpiece. And in fact, if you're wondering how we made it, take a look at this recap.
Attention ladies, because this one is for you. Goodness has never been so naughty in the kitchen with this indulgent Clover Bliss Women's Day strawberries and cream mousse. For this recipe, you'll need a half a cup of Clover Bliss strawberries and cream, 1 cup sliced strawberries, a half a cup of caster sugar, 1 cup of Clover cream, a half a cubed Swiss roll, 2 tablespoons of icing sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, mini hard sprinkles, pink sprinkles, and hard candies. Add strawberries and caster sugar to a pan. Then add water. And stir to combine. Cook for 4 to 5 minutes until syrupy. Add to a blender. Blend until smooth and set aside to cool. Add Clover cream to a mixing bowl. And whip until stiff peaks form. Add the strawberry mixture, vanilla extract, icing sugar, and fold together until well combined. Add Swiss roll cubes to serving glasses. Then spoon in Clover Bliss strawberries and cream. Next, spoon in the mousse. Add sprinkles and hearts. With only a few simple steps, this Clover Bliss strawberries and cream mousse is guaranteed to impress this Women's Day.
Made with love by Clover.
A wonderful guilt-free treat that is wonderful. Packed with 10 vitamins, like I said earlier on, so it's good for you as well. Clover Bliss Double Cream. Also comes in plain. There's choc chip and hazelnut in flavors. So strawberries and cream like we used today. You SMS the keyword Clover to 33728 and we'll send you what you need in terms of the ingredients list and a link to the recipe so you can make it. Gracie, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Is that... No, don't pass it my way. Oh, no.
Just a Woman's Day.
You make me feel like a natural woman.
Indulge with Bliss Double Cream Yogurt. Made with love by Clover.
Okay, Cat, Natural Woman. It's definitely a very special Women's Day show all morning here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And this dynamite of a young woman next to me is going to give us a fire performance. Andrea 14.
Oh, can't wait to hear it. And then, of course, we'll also be getting into our baby talk chats. This morning, we're focusing on your little one's physical development in those first phases of their lives. Our lines will be open, so keep it close. It's 021 430 9881. We'll see you after the break.
Stand a chance of following in the footsteps of your favorite presenter search on 3 contestant by winning a trip for 2 to Reunion Island. Spend 7 nights in 5-star luxury at the Akoya Hotel and Spa, including economy flights from Joburg on Air Austral and car rental for a week, all courtesy of the Reunion Tourism Board. To stand a chance of winning, tell us where the presenter search on 3 finale was held. Was it 1, Reunion Island, or 2, Mauritius? SMS the keyword reunion plus your name, city and answer, 1 or 2, to 33728. That's 33728 at R1.50 per SMS. No free SMSs apply. Entrants must be over 18 and hold a valid South African passport. T's and C's apply and can be found on presentersearchon3.com.
shine bright like a diamond. Fine light in a beautiful sea. I chose to be happy. You and I, we're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star, I see, a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. I knew that we'd become one right away. Oh, right away. At first I love the energy of sun ray. I saw the life inside so shine bright. Tonight, you and I.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
It is on us.
It's a birthday day every day. And every day, millions of people all over the world celebrate their birthday. And that's why we take today, the 9th of August, to wish you and some of your favorite celebrities their happy birthday.
That's right, and you know what? The 9th of August is Anna Kendrick's birthday too. So happy birthday to her, known for her roles in the Pitch Perfect series. She's also known on screen and on stage. And she also was nominated for an Oscar with that movie Up in the Air with George Clooney.
Yeah, I love it. Also, one of my personal favorites, Whitney Houston, Nippy, The Voice, celebrates her birthday today. Born on this day in 1963, American singer and actress Whitney Houston. In a legendary music career, she became the most awarded female artist in history and sold over 200 million records worldwide before passing away in the year 2012.
Oh, well, we continue to love her music and her legacy certainly
And it
lives
lives on.
And we want to wish some of our viewers a happy birthday
Yes.
too. So our first one is going to Cheyenne Govender. Happy birthday to you. And in fact, you all the way from Australia. So happy birthday.
Well, our second one is Alex Alexander. Oh, okay. It's Slee Pretty Kanyile, who's also celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday, Slee.
That's right. And then we have Alex Alexandra wish her daughter Skylar a happy first birthday. So happy birthday, sweet little Skylar.
Oh, she's so cute. Okay, well, we've also got Tandeka, who would like to wish his high school friend Sia Hutu a happy birthday as well.
There we go. And if it's your birthday or you'd love to wish someone a happy birthday, let us know on social media, on Twitter with that hashtag Expresso Show.
In the national news this morning, the founder of the world's largest e-commerce platform, Alibaba, Jack Ma, paid President Cyril Ramaphosa a courtesy call yesterday morning. Ramaphosa and Ma discussed prospects for investment in South Africa, where the government is putting in place measures to attract $100 billion in new domestic and foreign direct investment over the next 5 years. Ma, who has an estimated net worth of 517 billion rand, is launching the Netpreneur Prize in South Africa. It will give 100 young African entrepreneurs grants totaling 10 million rand, which is 133 million rand, by 2030. Women's Day today commemorates the 9th of August 1956, when more than 20,000 women of all races and ages from every corner of South Africa marched to the Union buildings in Pretoria to petition against past laws that required African persons to carry a document to prove that they were allowed to enter a white area. The Federation of South African Women organized the march, led by 4 women, namely Helen Joseph, Rahima Musa, Sophie Williams and Lillian Ngoyi. Women's Day 2018, though, is celebrated throughout the country in various ways. Now, moving further abroad, Zimbabwe's MDC opposition party has vowed to overturn in court President Emmerson Mnangagwa's narrow election victory, alleging that he won the historic vote via, and I quote, mammoth theft and fraud. The MDC has also until tomorrow to lodge its suit. Mnangagwa, formerly a close ally of Robert Mugabe, won 50.8% in last week's vote, just scraping in above the 50% runoff threshold. Meanwhile, senior opposition official Tendai Biti was released after being briefly held while trying to enter Zambia, but was denied asylum. And finally, in America, women are also celebrating as more women candidates than ever before will contest U.S. governorships and House of Representatives seats in November's midterm elections. After primaries across 4 states, there are now 11 female nominees for governor and at least 182 for the House. The results were hailed by activists as a continuing success story for women in politics. The outcome of a key election for a House seat in Ohio could indicate whether Democrats have a chance to overturn the Republican majority in the House in November. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport with Graham.
In cricket, Sri Lanka showed a dramatic turnaround, most notably in the field, in a rain-affected fourth ODI yesterday, beating the Proteas by 3 runs under the Duckworth-Lewis method. Christelle Pereira and Dusan Shanaka showing ominous form ahead of the T20 series, the latter hitting 5 sixes in a 34-ball 65 to take the hosts to 306 for 7. Then more rain left the Proteas needing 191 from 21 overs. Some brilliant fielding typified by Shanaka's run-out of Germany for 38 and effective death bowling from Lucknow, who dismissed David Miller for 21, saw the Proteas off at 187 for 9. So now at 3-1, that ODI series concludes in Colombo on Sunday. And locally in football, a red card and an own goal as Pirates saw out a 1-0 win over Chippa United in the PSL last night. Defender Gerald Morasane gifting the Buccaneers the goal before the visitors ended up finishing that second half with 10 men on the field. Then Tsegofatso, Mabaso and Cabello Dlamini were on target as Plum Celtic went on to join Wits at the top of the table with a 2-0 win over Golden Arrows. Barocco showed some mettle down in Cape Town City 2-1. Supersport got their first win of a new season, 1-0 over Amazulu, and Free State Stars beat Maritzburg 2-1. Only one match ahead of the weekend as Highlands face off with Leopards tonight. Then picking up on the week's transfer drama ahead of tomorrow's EPL season start and of course the close of that transfer window today. The big story this week, Chelsea have agreed to sell keeper Thibaut Courtois to European champions Real Madrid for an initial fee of £35 million, subject of course to personal terms and a medical. And the Blues will also receive Croatian dribbling maestro Mateo Kovacic on a season-long loan, according to the club's website. Then another Real Croatian connection, player of the tournament in Russia, Luka Modric, returned to training in Madrid yesterday along with 5 other World Cup players amidst uncertainty about his future at the club. So we'll watch that space very closely. But that's ultimately a wrap of your sport for this Thursday morning.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu-C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
And here it is, your final weather report for this special Women's Day. It's a bit windy in Cape Town, so I'm wondering how it's going in your area. Let's have a look. Polokwane, lows of 11 and a high of 18. Mbombela at 13 and 15. Pretoria, 11 and 22. Johannesburg, 9 and 20. Mahikeng, a low of 9 and a high of 23. Klerksdorp, 12 and 21. Kimberley, 2 and 15. Bloemfontein, a low of 1 and a high of 14 with a bit of rain. Richards Bay, 14 and 16. Pietermaritzburg, 8 and 10. Durban, 14 and 15. Umtata, 6 and 10. With East London, a low of 9 and a high of 15. Cradock, 4 and 14. PE, 10 and 16. George, 8 and 14. Sutherland, a super low of -3 and a high of 7. Cape Town, 8 and 16. Worcester, 2 and 12. Springbok, low of -1 and a high of 14. And Uppington, 2 and 20. And that's it for this morning.
Her name is Andrea Fortain. She's 15 years old and her talent is something beautiful to behold. In fact, after one of her videos on Facebook reached some 15 million views, we just had to get her here for this very special day. Here she is performing Diamonds.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Fine light in the beautiful sea. I chose to be happy. You and I, we're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star, I see, a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. I knew that we'd become one right away. Oh, right away. At first sight, I felt the energy of sun rays. I saw the life inside, so shine bright tonight. You and I, to the universe as we moonshine in Mali. Feel the ones will never die. We're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star, I see a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. I knew that we'd become one right away. Oh, right away. At first I felt the energy of sun ray. I saw the life inside, so shine bright. Tonight, you and I, we're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Eye to eye, so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. So shine bright tonight. You and I, oh, beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Eye to eye, so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Beautiful like diamonds in the sky.
Join the party on Top Billing this Saturday as genies in New York's Garment District learning to tailor runway-ready showstoppers. South African foodie in Greece, Vicky Yuli, shows Mups the art of the perfect iced coffee. And for interior designer turned construction company CEO Tobekile Ndlovu, there is no upper limit. That's Top Billing this Saturday evening at 6 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, listen to that sound. Oh, is there anything better? It is time for a little baby talk. How young is too young for your baby to start exercising? Never too young. Well, I'm not talking about sending them off to lift dumbbells or kettlebells in the gym, but of course, physical development is vitally important. And this morning, we're focusing on the different stages of that development and what we as parents can do to assist. Joining us is early intervention occupational therapist Elise Lacuona.
Thank you very
so
much for being here.
You see how excited we are?
Yeah, especially to talk about this particular topic.
I know.
But because I remember one of the first things that the pediatrician remarked is like, oh my goodness, he's so strong.
Look at his muscle tone.
You can't pull like his arm away from his biceps. You know, this is my little son that I'm talking about now. But apparently babies already start working out in the womb. Is that even true, Elise?
Yes, so they start very early on. So basically, sensations are food or nourishment for the brain.
Yes.
And if you think in utero, basically just the womb providing deep pressure, so that calms the baby, which is very important for you now, just to provide the same input to calm your baby. And then also every time they move their arm or kick, their legs, especially as they grow bigger, it's deep proprioceptive feedback to the brain, and that actually helps to develop the muscle tone. So every time they kick, it's literally like a gym workout.
Proprioception, that's been our word of the year.
Proprioception.
Actually. It really has been.
Yes.
So let's jump ahead to those first 2 months, the phase that you are now kind of halfway through, or in the thick of what's going on in terms of their physical development there, and because everything's interlinked, I would imagine the brain is also kind of going through quite a vital stage.
The brain plays the vital role there, yes. So what babies do is they use all the senses together to actually do their development. So, for example, the touch and proprioception, again, helps just for calming your mother-infant bonding. That's very important for that. Also, just in terms of sucking and eating, that's very important.
Yeah.
And then if you look at the movement system together with the proprioception, it just helps for balance, muscle tone again, posture, just letting them lift their head. So what you want to do in that first 2 months is literally hold the baby so that the baby can actually start lifting their head up.
Okay.
And start doing reps.
Gravity plays a big role there.
Yeah,
yes.
I thought something was wrong, because whenever I hold him or his mom holds him, he's always here.
Yeah.
Like, and he's there. And I'm like, what are you looking at? What are you looking for? And I'm always trying to turn around to adjust his position, but it's absolutely natural and vital to his development at this time.
It is vital, yes.
But do you find that new parents cuddle their children too much? Do they?
Don't you dare. Don't you dare say
No, listen to the truth. Do we swaddle them too much and restrict that movement that they need?
Swaddling and calming is very important in the first few months. So no, I mean, it's very important, so you must do it. But what happens sometimes is parents are scared to challenge the babies. So here by 2 to 3 months, you want the baby to be more on the tummy, to start putting weight through the arms and lifting up, so that also gravity can do their work and also go into that back muscle so that the baby can start lifting up more.
And the second that happens on the belly, when they're lifting, you are behaving like they've just done a triple tuck somersault in front of your very eyes. They have lifted their head. It really is amazing. So what can we do as parents, and especially moms who have that very close physical and emotional relationship to help them in that critical early stage of physical development?
To help encourage the development.
Yeah.
So what you can do if your baby don't like, tummy time, is to just start on you, and just literally talk to the baby that the baby starts lifting up. And then eventually you can move to the bed and literally just roll up a little blankie and put it underneath the arms.
Okay.
So that the baby can just be a little bit more supported but still get the deep pressure through the elbows.
Yes.
Okay.
I was told this, and I don't know if it's an old wives' tale, but after bath time, right, get baby oil in their hands, nicely warm up, and then when you rub it in, stretching their legs and stretching their arms. Is that good or bad?
That's very good. So we call it baby massage.
Yes.
And it's lovely when parents do that. And especially, like I said just now, for bonding and calming, it's very important. What you can use is just natural oils like coconut oil, grapeseed oil. It's better than baby oil.
Yeah.
But to just start doing that, and there's nice techniques that you can be taught as parents. But yes, to just get that deep pressure through the legs, and it's nice for body awareness, together with that bonding.
And it becomes part of the routine.
And you know it's effective when it's accompanied with like a little that's the one.
That happens because they just relax.
Yeah, they're chilling out, man. Now it's going to the point where I can get them to flex the leg muscles, and then you can work through. It's a sports massage. You've got to do it, man. This is absolutely beautiful, and hopefully it's inspiring you to take a different approach to the physical development, and it just becomes so much more enriching from a bonding experience as well, which is lovely. But we're going to continue this chat.
Yeah, I think we do still have a bit more time to chat about this. Oh, not right now, a little bit later on. I'm just so
we're going to demand it.
I just want to sit here and talk baby all the time. You can give us a call on 0214309881, and we'll be back shortly.
Well, we are continuing our baby talk, and this time water therapy for babies. We know that water is the essence of life, and for thousands of years, water has been used more for just hydration, but a host of other applications, both physical and spiritual. Now, there's a new type of water therapy for a new edition, and I'm talking so new, they've just been born.
Studies show that water therapy can have tremendous benefits on the development of newborn babies. And today I'm here at Life Day in 4 Ways to find out about their therapy that's fast becoming popular amongst Joburg's celeb moms and dads.
So I decided to bring Sana to Life Baby because, as you might know, I'm a fitness junkie. I love staying fit and healthy, and I also want to teach Sana, you know, it's good to work out, to exercise, no matter what age it is. And it's so amazing that they can take kids from the age of 2 months to do aquatics, to also do flotation. And once I heard about it, I was like, you know, this is perfect for Sana because by the time she can walk, then she can keep up with me.
So the reason I was very attracted to Life Baby Spa was because of the incredible flotation options that they offer for babies from newborn and then taking babies into swimming as they get older. I think every child should know how to swim. I think it's so important. And then as a baby, to have them in the water, it builds their core strength, it helps with development, sleep, colic, all these things. And yeah, she's a strong girl and I'm sure a stronger girl because of it. Yeah, now she's not in the flotation devices anymore and she swims with Vicky. She loves the water and it's so exciting to see.
Every session is crucial. Every baby is important. We do brief our moms. We let them know what is to be expected. We then change our babies. We supply the swim nappies and the towels. We then get in the water, have our water service, water therapy, whatever they need on that day. We then time the baby so they don't get overstimulated, overexposed, and we take them out, dry them off, put on their nappies, and then we guide mom during massage. You know, the baby's tested 5 years later, even problem solving. So the sooner you're getting them in a clean and sterile environment.
Well, we brought to Life Baby because, I mean, there's so many benefits for the baby itself, you know, and it's just for us, it's a lifestyle, it's a way of life for the baby, and to get into the groove, it's just the way we want him to develop.
Now, Vicky, a lot of parents are precious with their newborns, so there's always some kind of risk factor involved. Just how safe is this therapy?
This is why it is so crucial that our staff are qualified, they're trained, they are first aid trained also, and it's a team of people. Our sessions are never left unattended. We understand when the babies are tired. We understand when they need something to drink. Especially, you know, some moms come with the babies hungry. They need to be fed. Imagine going to gym for 2 hours and not having a drink of water. So we are changing the development of children one by one. So the better progress we have in the first 24 months of life, the less problems and muscle tone and concentration problems you will see in the babies later on in life.
With a host of benefits for development, both mentally and physically, it's not difficult to see why moms and dads are lining up for this new form of therapy. Chad Letlow, you better watch out because these young guys are coming for your gold.
I don't know why Kat's talking there. Excuse me, it's our turn. Thank you.
Everyone's having so much fun looking at the cute babies there. But listen, we've still got quite a bit to get through. You spoke to some experts from Tetris South Africa about wellness in the workplace, talking about fewer, absenteeisms at work, and talking about how people can make themselves happy in the workplace, right?
100%. It's all about being happy in the workplace. And then we also talk about the power of a personal brand. All that more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's at moments like this I realize fatherhood is great. I love it. I love it. All right, we're hanging out with Elise Lacuona, who's an early intervention occupational therapist, and we're talking baby talk and about those early developmental stages of your child, especially physically. So between 4 and 6 months, what can parents expect to see from their little one?
So from 4 to 6 months, it's really getting exciting. So then the baby starts doing more, especially with their hands. So literally they will grasp a little bit better, and just like banging on a table, and that reaction is like, oh, I can actually do something with my environment. So that's lovely. And they start bringing their hands together, bringing toys together and starting to bang it. So that's very exciting from that point of view. And then also putting more weight on their hands and on their feet and to going towards crawling. So it's more the locomotor stage where they actually, from 6 months onwards, starts to move a little bit more. So they're on their way there.
So excited
I
to
know,
go
dude. I'm
home
just
right
thinking
now.
back of all those stages in reverse now. We've got Karaba on the line from Joburg. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm all good. I'm all good. Thank you for having me there.
An absolute pleasure, man. Are you a new father?
I'm a new father, my guy.
Yeah, man. Love you, dude. What's your question? We've got an expert in the house.
All right, thank you. I have a daughter who's going to be just 10 months on the 23rd this month. So when she moves, I bought her a walking ring a while back. She moves, it's like her feet are not part of her body, and she only started crawling just last night, actually.
Oh, congratulations.
Is this late for baby's development, or am I just freaking out?
Okay, before I hand this over, because obviously these were questions that I had to go through myself, so don't freak out, dude. Babies all move at their own pace, but I'm going to ask Elise to break it down. What's going on at that stage? And it's 10 months. That is quite late in a development. But what's going on there, do you think?
So it's difficult to say if I haven't seen the baby, but it is definitely from 6 months onwards. It's more, like I said now, the locomotor stage, where they start being more active and moving around. So it depends on the baby, and we have to go back to the developmental milestones. Did the baby like tummy time? Did the baby have enough time in tummy time to actually go to crawling? So if they didn't have enough tummy time, they will have probably problems with crawling. The big thing that you mustn't do is you must do is actually encourage crawling.
Encourage crawling, not walking.
Encourage it, yes, not walking. So don't rush the process to walking.
Don't freak out.
It's okay, Karabo, it's okay. Have a listen to the TV right now while we get in the answer.
No, completely, dude. But that's the main thing. Let that cycle happen. Let her crawl as much as possible.
Absolutely. And figure it out from there and get stronger by pushing up and staying there, yes.
Okay, all right. Like I'm literally thinking about all the things that are going on right now. Because sometimes,
walking rings. Well, before we leave that, how do you
Which one's
feel?
this?
Because I've heard such conflicting kind of
Absolutely.
things about it. We didn't really utilize it, but how do you feel? You would know.
Walking rings is not good, so rather burn it if you've got it,
wow.
literally in that sense. Yes, what walking rings literally gets it baby up in vertical position too soon. So the baby is not ready for it yet. So the best you can do for your baby is to have the baby on the floor and starting to push up and getting that weight shifting from the one side of the body to the other side.
Yes.
And that will help the baby to go to walking later. And the longer they are in crawling is actually the better.
Yeah. They're also building kneecaps. All of these things, the body's got to develop their
The
core,
thing is, the
all of
walking
that.
ring is also not safe because what happens is the baby's feet just literally touches the floor and they get like a reflex, a walking reflex, and they can actually go very fast in that. And what can happen is they can trip and they hit first on the floor. So it's not safe. Parents always think, oh, I put my baby in there and it's safe and I can
It's great
do
for
the
us as
cooking.
well because it looks like your baby's learning to walk.
Yeah. All right, we've got another caller on the line from Tembisa. Alphas is in the building.
Yes.
Thank you very much for the call.
Welcome,
What is
man.
your question?
My question is, I got a boy who is 2 years, 2 months. So every time he's not walk, but his feet are strong that he can stand to stand.
Yes.
But every time when he's walking inside the house, he have to grab something, to hold something just to move around the house. So I don't know, what is the problem there, or is that let's say the child is not yet strong for him to walk around the house, or there is something that he delays me to walk.
All right, so you're saying
It's
2
just over
years.
2 years, eh?
Hello?
2 years, 2 months, I heard you say.
Yeah, 2 years, 2 months.
Okay.
Elphys, thank you so much, man.
So if a baby is not walking by 2 years, I would rather go to either occupational therapist or physiotherapist to look at the development, because babies start walking around 1 year already. So like I said again, it's difficult not to see the child, but if the baby needs assistance or even holding on to something when the baby is 2 years old.
And would that most likely be a muscular, or would that be a balance and innate? Yeah, what
It
do you
could be
think?
either one. So
Yeah.
it can be lots of different things. So when we look at the babies, we actually go back to the medical history. We go back to even prenatal, postnatal period, and I look at the whole history, you know, how the development is up to that stage. And to see, is it a balance thing maybe? It could be an inner ear thing. Sometimes they have ear infections for long periods, and then it throws off their balance. Or it can be a muscular thing. So we need to go back to the history, medical history.
And get advice from a professional.
And get advice, definitely, especially at 2 years.
There's so many questions I have, but I'm so excited. We're playing a new game now. It's called Fufi. Fufi. It means to fly. So I hold him like this, and then I put my hands under, and I go Fufi, 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 and then he's like,
mind blown.
It works every time. I love it. Thank you, Lise.
Oh, you're a champion. Thank you so much. That's been wonderful. Thank you.
Well, we are quickly shifting gears from baby talk to focusing on the workplace. And when it comes to employees, they are a company's most valuable asset. So it only makes sense to promote workplace wellness. It is a great investment for any employer.
So, I mean, the question is, what exactly is workplace wellness? Well, we get to find out because Leanne got to catch up with the experts at Tetris, South Africa.
Employees spend an average of almost 9 hours a day at work, more awake hours than any other place. So it seems logical that employers would want to develop a workplace that encourages and promotes healthy behaviors, right? Well, we've invited the experts into studio, Tetris South Africa's Emma Late and Serene Nell, to share how companies can benefit from lower turnover rates, fewer absences, increases in productivity and higher job satisfaction. Does that sound good? Well, it happens through wellness in the workplace. And we have the experts here, Emma, and of course, Serene. How are you this morning? Very serene, hey?
Very great. Thank you so much for having us. We're really happy to be here. Thank you.
I get excited by this workplace wellness thing because I think it's so important. We do spend the majority of our lives or our day in the office. What exactly is wellness in the workplace, or is it just a fad, Emma?
It's definitely not a fad. So wellness is so important to its employees. It's not just about having a healthy salad or a glass of water and staying lean and trim. It's actually about looking after our emotions as well and making sure that we feel supportive and encouraged, and ultimately leads to good productivity for all employees.
Yeah, but I also do love adding a healthy salad in, you know, because carbs, honey,
Got to start
make you
taking those
tired.
stairs.
How does one exactly incorporate this wellness workplace kind of environment?
Yes, I get asked that a lot, but it all has to start from the top. Leaders of your business really have to show employees that it's okay to look after your health and your wellness, and that it's okay to spend time doing it. So I've got a really great client. He's an MD of a global business, and I always see him walking to and from the train station on his way to work, grabbing a healthy meal at the canteen and then Instagramming it so his team can see it, and really showing a good work-life balance. So it really, really has to come from the top. And like I said earlier, employees mustn't feel guilty for taking 2 or 3 more minutes to climb the stairs instead of taking the lifts or go for a run at lunchtime. It's really about work-life balance and getting that right.
That's fantastic. I love that. Serene, what are maybe the 3 biggest factors that lowers workplace efficiency?
So to start off, definitely noise and lack of privacy, especially in an open plan environment. Temperature control and ventilation. Air cons is always a contentious issue in the workplace. I think one of the biggest. Lighting, both natural and artificial lighting, the lux levels of your lights, all of those type of things. And then bad ergonomics and lack of movement is definitely also on the top.
So there was actually a study done where lack of movement is so detrimental to your productivity at work, and they said actually you have to keep your body going every 30 minutes or get up and move around the office just to keep your mind at its peak performance. So that is a really important one, Serene.
Well, seeing as though we've got you here, the experts, what kind of innovative designs does Tetris provide that gets people inspired and moving in the workplace?
Yeah, so the easiest way to get people moving is to create different areas within the office, almost task areas, so that people move around for the task they're doing at the time. Yeah. So if you can go into a quiet focus room to have some quiet time, focus on an email or a contract, versus being in a collaboration space where you can stand at a standing desk, talk to your friends, or really just interact. We find that the more people are social, the more the sort of crossover with work and the knowledge spread happens. So it's all about creating different zones and just having people move to them throughout the day.
Well, I love this, and I'm so happy that we have you here for one more segment. Now, we know that happy workers translate into better workers. The office is like a second home. And if we've learned anything today from the Tetris South Africa family, it's that providing staff with a comfortable office space is a win-win situation. We'll be back with Serene and Emma after this.
Well, thank you very much, Leanne. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we continue this Power Women's Day edition of your Feel Good Breakfast show, chatting to leading businesswoman Christelle Colman on the importance of bringing about your personal brand, empowering you as a woman on this day.
Oh, man, then we're going to take the edge off with a bowl, and I mean literally a bowl made out of French toast.
Oh, I thought the French toast was in the bowl.
French toast is the bowl with stuff in it, and it looks and smells amazing.
You eat the bowl too?
You're going to eat it all.
Wow.
All in the mouth.
Happy Women's Day to all the SABC3 viewers. Make sure you catch Afternoon Express today live at 4:30 for our Women's Day special. We bring you the inspiring fashion entrepreneur, Balisa Mokubong, who founded the lifestyle brand Mousse, and we have a live performance by Monewa Mushesh. That's Afternoon Express, weekdays 4:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, a bit of a chill in the air as we welcome you back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. Hopefully it's encouraging you to just snuggle up a bit more.
Yeah, man.
It's Women's Day.
You're right. It's a day off, yeah.
Absolutely, public holiday. And speaking of which, we are now going to be focusing a little bit more on the work environment and exactly what it entails, especially with regards to women out there who work under particularly, I think, very stressful environments out there with, I think, work environments just not always being conducive to making it a pleasure to work.
And I think wellness in the workplace, it's not just about, and I think Leanne's about to discover this, about being a more productive worker, but it's also about being the best version of yourself in that workplace.
If you find yourself daydreaming at work, wishing you could transform your office space into a creative and innovative design, well, at Tetris South Africa, you can bring these office space dreams to life. Now, we've invited the experts into studio, Tetris South Africa's Emma Late and Serene now, and they're going to be chatting more about wellness in the workplace. Ladies, we are back. Now, let's talk about the rate at which South Africans are incorporating these inspirational spaces into our workplaces as compared to the rest of the world. Emma?
You know, it's such a great question because the other day a local furniture manufacturer asked me the same question, and I did a little bit of research on it. And out of 27 countries, we were rated 4th, the top best for being an engaging workforce, and you only get an engaging workforce from an innovative and creative design.
Wow.
So that
We're
was
top
really,
four.
really great news.
Awesome.
The second is that Tetris works with international architect firms all the time, and we praised on our creativity and our IP that we have. That's also pretty great. And then thirdly, because we're quite far down south, we have to travel. So we always go to the design fairs and the design expos. We have to keep up to date on local trends.
Yeah.
So I think pretty all in all, we're doing really good on that front. I think top 4.
Happy. I'm so happy about
Good
that. That
news.
means that we care about the minds and the creativity of our employees. So Serene, why do you think it's important for companies to set up these inspirational spaces?
People that work in inspirational spaces see their work as more meaningful. They feel part of the company, they feel important to the company, and also they feel that the employer values their well-being. And a byproduct of that is actually increased productivity, creativity, and innovation.
Well, I love that. Now, with today's trends and demanding office situations, and I've got productivity loads and all that, what are those must-have features in the office? I know that we know that color is huge, but what are some of the other features as well?
Definitely coffee.
Yes, I am available for coffee. Massive necessity.
But the real answer to that is, I think, flexibility and technology. So technology allows us in the office to be able to have a conference call on a treadmill or go outside and read a contract on the balcony in the sun. And especially for me, it's catching up at emails late at night on the couch. So it's really just about having that flexibility to be able to be as productive as you can in innovative ways.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, when it comes to attracting top talent, because naturally that's what we want to do, what can companies do when it comes to having these activities or, the different wellness ideas that's going to attract them?
Definitely engagement inside and outside of the workplace. Even on weekends, have activities that you bring the families, get the families involved and the children. We had a day once where we had the children all make hand paintings and you used it as art in our office. That just engages people. Definitely well-designed furniture, as Emma said earlier. Sit-stand desks is huge. It doesn't force you just to sit in one place the whole time. It gives you that flexibility. Privacy is a big thing. We all have private conversations. We need to be in a phone room or a phone booth or a small conference room where you have technology where you can have a conference call or video conference calling. Rejuvenation areas, definitely. We have areas where you can sit and watch the Soccer World Cup or the cricket. Nobody wants to miss it while they work, so it's important that you give your employees the opportunity to do that. And then have areas where they can just chill, informal breakaway areas, where they can play PlayStation or foosball. And the other thing, which is weirdly enough, is office protocols. For instance, we are not allowed to eat at your desk. That forces you to stand up and actually move into the office area and engage and socialize with your colleagues in different areas. So it's a combination of all those things, which is really, really important.
And that's why we are ranked 4th, because these are really important things. Yes. Thank you so much, Serene. Thank you so much, Emma. It's been wonderful having you here. I feel so inspired just by our chat already. And hopefully you at home have gleaned something from this, considering that we spend more than 30% of our adult lives working. It's only natural that the working environment will have a direct influence on our productivity. And if we've learned anything today from the Tetris South Africa family, it's that providing staff with a comfortable office space is a win-win situation.
Oh, thank you, Leanne. And as it's Women's Day, we're taking the time to highlight some female industry movers and shakers to give you inspiration and to get you out there and reach for your dreams. Now, we're joined this morning by Christelle Colman, one of the leading businesswomen in the insurance industry, to tell us more about the importance of building your personal brand and profile. Christelle, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me here.
Christelle,
great to have you.
Thanks for joining us. I mean, you've done so well. You're a true inspiration. You're now MD of Elite Risk Acceptances. What has been the rise to this grand position that you now occupy?
Yeah, it is. It's really amazing because it's also part of the big old mutual group, so it's like really wonderful.
Yeah.
And I am a little bit of an enigma because I don't actually have a real university education. I worked myself up through the industry, and I managed to get amazing opportunities through the years. And very early on, I realized if I wanted to succeed, I needed to do something different because so many people are out there. They've got you know wonderful academic qualifications. And I needed to do something different. And about 10 years ago, I realized I had to set myself apart from the rest of the pack. And the way to do that was to build a personal brand. So I really, I feel you've got so many things in your toolkit that you can use to build success. But the one thing that's most important is you need to get results. You know, you have to like make money for your shareholders. Otherwise, what's the point of being employed?
Yeah.
And in order to do that, what could I do differently? What more could I bring to the table to make sure that I get better results? And this personal brand thing, I really felt was something that worked for me. So.
Well, Christelle, I often feel like, you know, we use the term personal brand so loosely, but how exactly can someone define or start building their personal brand?
Okay, so first of all, it's a marathon. You don't just start and then it's there, you know. You have to build a picture of who you are, what you represent. We're talking this morning specifically about a professional personal brand. So it's very important to look at what's available out in the marketplace so that, you know, the tools that you can use. There's traditional media, like we're doing today, media, you know, TV, radio, writing articles, writing blogs, and then there's social media. You know, all these things are, apart from obviously what we're doing today, is very easily accessible. So the social media platforms, I know people are scared of social media, you know, from a professional perspective, they say you have to be careful. But humans are interesting beings, you know, we pick up on authenticity. And we like to follow people who bring something real to the table. We know when people are being fake. And if you can figure out how to do this on social media, you can actually build a profile of yourself that people will notice, that will help you when you go for job interviews. And when you get that job, it'll help you to be better at what you do, to sell more, to be more successful in how you present your product and your business to the market.
Yeah.
It's very, very powerful.
Now, I mean, I imagine that there must be so many considerations that go into setting up your personal brand, and it's not something you do overnight like what you've mentioned. But what are some of the key considerations, things you need to think about as you embark on this journey?
So, these are my own personal rules. You don't talk politics.
Okay.
You know, you stay away from controversial things on social media. You don't criticize people. It's not, unless you want to be that person, unless you want to be a food critic, you know, you can criticize restaurants or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But you have to be very careful. Every single thing that you put out there tells a story about you. The articles that you repost, the comments you make on other people's posts, everything starts building a profile about who you are as an individual, and people start getting a sense of what that person really is about, and that is what's appealing. That's what you're building. So if you want to be a thought leader in the space of media, for instance, you guys all have your own personal brands, you build it. But if you want to be known as a thought leader as far as, you know, personal branding is concerned, you start working around curating information around that specific topic, and that's what you put out there. You don't need to be a journalist or, you know, be someone qualified in a specific area to be a thought leader. You can be that person through what you know well and talk about it and share it with your audience.
So it's really about just taking what you're really good at and what you want to be known for, packaging it and delivering it in a way that highlights the best things about yourself.
Absolutely. It's possible, it's reachable.
Thank you. Well, Christelle, thank you for joining us this morning and for sharing that insight. And I can't think of a better and more practical advice than anyone this morning that can give us, and coming from a successful industry professional to whom we can all look out to. So thank you so much, Christelle, for that.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Are you ready?
I am ready. If you're looking for some ideas on how to make breakfast extra interesting on this Women's Day, then we are here to help you. Look at what we've got. French toast
We've got a
bowl
lot.
à la superbe.
So we've got a bowl, but we're actually going to create a bowl within the bowl of actual French toast. And not just normal. This is like the ooh la la of French toast, but we're going to fill it with some amazing ingredients. And of course, we are going to, it's nutrients in terms of the ingredients that we're using. It is quite decadent, but of course, at a critical juncture, we're going to be using our Be Well Pure Canola Oil, the healthier option actually endorsed by the Heart and Stroke Foundation, very rich in omega-6. So it's a great way to get us started. So I'll do the final piecing together of it, but what's going into this
I'll
French
tackle
toast? 'Cause
the
this
main
looks extra special.
French toast. So first you have la crème over here in the bowl that
So
you're
not
going
milk,
to add
we've
to...
got
No, crème.
Level
It's
up.
got to be extra creamy. 2 eggs, normal size in there. You're going to whip them up. You're going to add to it some vanilla. That's going to give you an extra layer of flavor that one doesn't normally associate with. Because, I mean, when you do your French toast, you'd usually, let's say, maybe have a scoop of ice cream on top where you might expect to have that.
As my base,
vanilla
I
flavor.
might go salty, I might go kind of sweet, but this is like the dessert of breakfast.
How about both? We've got some caster sugar and a pinch of salt that's going to go in there. So you'll whip that up together.
Balance, man.
That's going to give you a beautiful balance of flavor there. And then, of course, you'll have your pan at the ready. And like you said, our secret ingredient that we're going to be adding here is our Be Well canola oil, very high in omega-3s. There we go.
Now, I suppose
hot
here
pan.
you obviously want the sugar to dissolve to a certain degree, but I find generally where I fall down when making French toast, I leave the bread in the mix too long.
Oh, yeah. And
it's
that
just
could
too
be a
soggy,
disaster.
and
That could be a disaster.
It still needs to have a bit of kind of tension in the fibers of the bread.
Absolutely.
If that makes any sense.
So keeping a clean kitchen is very important.
I can see
You
that,
don't want to
dude.
mess around. All right, here we go. So
Special.
you're going to get your bread, whichever flavor bread you decide on. It could be white, it could be
I mean, you could even go with like
whichever
a cinnamon loaf or something
How
different if you
about-
wanted to really like kind of put it out
Look
there.
at
hey?
you, fancy daddy. You can get that right into your
Beautiful, man.
pan.
And booyah.
And let the pan do the work. I usually kind of wait to see the sides of the bread kind of going a little bit of a crispy golden brown. Because I don't like my French toast overdone.
Yeah, it mustn't be overdone. You just want the egg portion to be cooked. That's why you mustn't leave it in too long.
Give it a bit of encouragement there in the center.
Oh, you like me, but I can't leave it alone. I have to
I'm a terrible cook like that.
What I'm loving here on my bottle of canola is the Be Well give you so much information about knowing your fats, and it's often questions that we get asked, and we have to ask our foodies: is where do we get our omegas from? What oils are the right ones to use in cooking? What are those smoking points here? You've got a full-on education. I love that.
Ha! Is that a fat?
It is a fact, man. And the keyword here is Be Well. If you'd like to get this ingredient, dude.
Look at that.
Ooh, yeah.
That's beautifully done. You just let it do its work.
And the sugars in our mix here, they're going to caramelize as well. You could, the danger is eat the French toast before you've taken it to our little bowl placing here.
All right, so once it's done, and because this is TV time,
yeah, because I'm gonna use that as the other half of our bowl here.
You will add the coup d'etat. The coup d'etat. I'll bring it around. Let's actually do this. Yeah. So we're gonna make the bowl within the bowl.
Look at that.
There you go,
Beautiful. It looks like it's got a lovely tension there as well. So now you can see our beautiful end result here. I'm going to start with 2 pieces of bacon. Yep. Just because bacon is awesome. And it is. When it comes to that sweet, savoury combination, isn't bacon just like the best? Come on.
Blueberries are in season right now, by the way, and they're great for you.
Superfood.
Get it in there.
I'm not going to hold back.
Yeah. So ideally, coming out of the pan, you want to get it into the bowl as quickly as possible so that mascarpone
you can enjoy
can melt a little bit in there.
Keeping it clean.
Thank you, sir.
To you. Then you'll see we've got 2 quenelles, of mascarpone.
2 what?
Quenelles. These things that I can't make myself, that Nicole, our beautiful foodie, has done for us. But they obviously provide a beautiful presentation of, and mascarpone is the dessert cheese of choice.
You've just taken me way back. Do you know that in grade 4, I knew a girl called Quenelle.
Really?
Yeah. Quenelle. A quenelle of mascarpone.
What are the chances that she's watching right now? And then we're going to add our final...
You make me feel like a natural woman.
A little bit of extra and on the bacon. And then I want it to run down the sides.
On that quenelle. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
We're done.
Booyah.
SMS the keyword Be Well to 33728. And there you are, a French toast bowl with quenelle of mascarpone, bacon, lovely fruit.
It looks good, eh? Even our director's like, oh.
Merci beaucoup. You're welcome.
Love it, man.
You're
Good
welcome.
job.
Mouth-watering stuff indeed. Well, tune in to Afternoon Express for a wholesome dessert recipe that is pleasant enough for company and, of course, easy enough for every day. It is a Black Forest yogurt parfait, a light and guilt-free dessert, or a quick and simple breakfast that the whole family will enjoy. Catch all the action today at 4:30 p.m. on SABC3.
I hope you're getting charged up on your feel-good breakfast show, The Expresso Show this morning. My fave, Annie, standing next to me, Andrea to you, is about to give us her final performance when we come back from the break.
Caitlin, come here quickly. All that you got, skin to skin. Oh my God, don't just stop, boy. Something about you makes me feel like a dangerous woman. Something bad. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
All right, so we're celebrating Women's Day today, but we have also asked you to celebrate your birthdays, and we received some well wishes on our Facebook page, starting with one from Shade, wishing her daughter a first happy birthday to Jaylin Harper. Love you unconditionally, my princess. Also, a happy birthday to Dipuo Makubela, who's wishing herself a happy birthday, and as she says, happy Women's Day to all the women of this country. Another one from Shonane De Bruin saying, good morning, just want to wish my daughter Nirvana De Bruin an awesome 12th birthday. If you want to wish anyone a happy birthday, go on our Facebook page, #Expresso Show. Happy birthday.
Well, if the proof was in the pudding, then you've just had a whole lot of it this morning, and it's been delicious in the form of Andrea Fortin, 15-year-old singing sensation. Yes, Simon Cowell, you can give us a call. You know where to find us, where to find her. She's on Facebook as well. Listen, you've been incredible today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the music, and I hope that your journey forward will be super blessed and fun and just filled with incredible discoveries of yourself and your talent with music. I want to tell people out there where they can follow you, where they can click like and be part of your journey, because it's starting right now. You're only 15, so where can they find you on social
My
media?
Instagram handle is _Andrea Fortuin, and my Facebook handle is it's literally the word it's _Annie.
I wonder now, if you were to get like a call right now from somebody who'd watched you performing on Expresso saying, I want to collaborate with you, I want to work with you right now, who would that be? Who would you love to get a call from?
Paxton Phillies.
Paxton Phillies? Well, she's a very good friend of ours. You never know, that might just happen. In fact, you did share a stage with Paxton Phillies and a whole bunch of other incredible women at the Divas 2018 concert at Grand West with Karen White, right?
Yep.
How was that experience?
It was overwhelming. Like, I never performed on such a big stage before, so for me, I was very excited that day.
Yeah, well, we're very excited to have you. And this stage is even bigger because there's literally 3 million, 6 million, 9 million people in all of those cameras is all watching you right now. And the last song that you're going to perform for us, what is it?
Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande.
Oh, it's a Women's Day special. Take it away.
Don't need permission, made my decision to test my limits. Cause it's my business, God as my witness. Stop what I finish. Don't need no holder, taking control of this kind of moment. I'm locked and loaded, completely focused, my mind is open. All that you got, skin to skin. Oh my God, don't you stop, boy. Something about you makes me feel like a dangerous woman. Something do things that I shouldn't. Something about, something about, something about. Don't need permission, I'm bulletproof and know what I'm doing. The way we're moving, like introducing us to a new thing. I wanna save you for later. The taste of flavor, cause I'm a taker, cause I'm a giver. It's only nature, I live for danger. All that you got, skin to skin. Oh my God, don't you stop, boy. Something about you makes me feel like a dangerous woman. Something about, something about, something about you makes me wanna do things that I shouldn't. Something about, something about, something about you. Oh, something about you. Oh, yeah. Something about, I just wanna be like that. Hey. Something about you makes me feel like a dangerous woman. Something about, something about, something about you makes me wanna do things that I shouldn't. Something about, something about, something about. I just wanna be like that. Daggers underneath like that. You know how I'm feeling inside. Something about, I just wanna be like that. Daggers underneath like that. You know how I'm feeling inside. Something about you. Oh, something about you makes me wanna do things that I shouldn't. Something about, something about, something about you.
My word, Andrea Fontaine at 15 years old, making this Women's Day edition of your Feel Good Breakfast Show extra special. Thank you very much to all the women in our lives on the show, behind the scenes, at home, and we hope that you really found this to be a very, very special day indeed. Go out there and continue to be women of fortitude out there, making a difference every day in South Africans' lives. Thank you so much for joining us. Ladies, happy Women's Day to you.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful Thursday. Bye-bye, guys.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.